Boom, and we're live. Sorry guys. Okay, hi everyone, it's me, NUSensei again. And I've reached a certain point in my archery career. And there comes a time in everyone's archery career where it's time to buy a new bow. And that's what I'm doing today, once I get the camera up. Bing, there we go. Hi everyone, how are we all today? You might notice the lighting is a bit different. It is the middle of the day here for once. Unusually for me, I'm streaming at a time which I've no idea what time it is where you are. I normally stream either 11 PM here or yeah, kind of that time period. But I thought for the Western audience, those in the other side of the world, I might try a different time slot. So it's actually 1:30 PM here. So it's actually quite bright outside, but the wind is closed to stop the backlight. And it's actually a perfect day to shoot today. Normally, I'd be out shooting, training, or doing some kind of video, especially in winter, where it's actually pretty rare to come across a decent day to shoot. We had a shoot planned today, but unfortunately no one turned up, so I have no interest in going out shooting by myself. I'm just not that keen at the moment. But more importantly, I'm buying a new bow. I'm going to put together a new bow, and I thought, well, you know, I'm not going to put it off. I'm actually going to go through the process in this video live with you guys. One, to get some input from, you guys and what you think might be worth trying out. But also because I'm planning on doing a kind of a mini-series on setting up a bow. A lot of people have asked about how to set up a bow, how to tune a bow, everything done from scratch. And as much as I would like to show that, unfortunately, I don't have a bow where I can do it from scratch. I don't want to muck around with my current win because it's already set up. So there's no point in like undoing it and then doing it back up just for a video. So I have a slight problem where I can't really walk through a bow from scratch. So I have the opportunity right now to put together what I call an experimental bow. That is a bow where I can put things together, muck around, do some. It's a light practice bow, and I can experiment, show people like what to put on the bow and how to tune it. But things have changed. Okay, so let me explain where I'm at. So as many of you know, the most expensive part of the bow is the riser. The limbs can cost a lot if you buy top-end limbs, and the sight can cost a lot as well. And of course, the arrows will be a big chunk. But the riser is really the first point for the bow. And that's the most expensive point, and what you have to kind of measure out and get a feel for the most. Everything else you can swap out, but the riser is basically what you're buying. So that's where I am right now. So you'll see in a moment. I'm gonna pop something up. I've got my checklist up there of things to include. Now I've actually kind of scoped out a few things here, but we're going to actually assemble our shopping list together. Alright, so that way for those who are watching this video, you'll see my thought process in assembling my shopping list. This is probably something no one's really done before. Again, most of us archers already have a bow, so we don't really buy more bows. I've got 17 bows at the moment. I've got 2 more on the way, but I've got the chance to get one more good one. And unfortunately, I don't really have like a secondary set of equipment, so I'm gonna actually make a whole kit, a whole set for Originally, this is meant to be an experimental platform, but this may in fact become my alternate shooting bow or competition bow. I've got a feeling that this will actually be my main bow moving onwards. I might be retiring my win NUSensei. I'll talk about it a bit later. So let me explain firstly where I'm coming from in terms of context. Most of you probably know by now that my Olympic bow that I shoot, sorry, let's not do that. My Olympic bow that I shoot is a win NUSensei. Let me just bring it up just to give people some context about why I'm doing this. Win NUSensei. Hi, by the way, in chat. I'll explain everything in more detail a bit later. All right. So what? Of course. So let me show what I'm seeing here. So I was going to show you what I currently shoot. Of course, the first guy that appears is me. Okay, sure. All right. So obviously, I'm shooting my own bow. All right. So I currently shoot. I believe this thing. That's what I'm using. Right. So this is what I'm shooting right now. The NUSensei. Where am I? There we go. There we go. I'm shooting this guy. Is shooting the NUSensei. That's my actual bow. It's seen into usage. I've had this bow for around 7 years now. It works completely fine. It's been chipped a few times with the paint. I mean, obviously, when you don't take care of your bow, you just chuck it in your case. It gets a little scratched up, but the function is completely fine. So I've got a very, very good bow. This is still being sold by Win, of course. They haven't changed that. Although there are other risers in the market now which are just as good, if not better. For example, you have the aluminium version, the AXT. You have the current Nano Max, and of course you have the Nano TFT, which not many artists use, but it's currently their flagship item. So that's what I'm currently using. So. But yeah, Norse Overlord, awesome, yeah, totally, you will love that bow. Thorin, who is the guy who I borrowed the bow from, he's actually getting a second bow from the same maker, so it's gonna be a very good bow. Yeah, I still have the CXT, that's why I'm at. Now, I'm actually not gonna buy a riser. This may sound weird, but one of the things that, when opportunities arise, you take what you can get. Now, I have a couple of risers already here, which don't have limbs or anything here, so I didn't need to buy a riser. Now, as much as you might want to see me choose a riser, I'm actually not going to do so because I already have a riser. Now, this is my dilemma, right? So, the first thing that I came across was, I wouldn't call this a sponsorship. Okay? It's more like I get samples to review, right? So companies will send me samples of risers to review. They're not sponsoring me. I'm not expected to use these bows on a regular basis, but they send me samples, and obviously I keep the samples. For those who haven't been following my Facebook feed, I've been involved with Toe Point Archery. Toe Point, the Chinese company, they've had a bit of a bad rep. But they're trying to come back with some new releases. So I've already reviewed the Toe Point R2, which wasn't my favorite bow, but the bow works. But since then, they've been trying to manufacture proper target equipment, not just hunting gear. They're mostly hunting and beginner, but they're trying to manufacture target gear. And the Australian distributor actually offered me a sample of their newest target riser. It's so new, it's not even on the website, it's not in their 2018 catalog. I've got it right here. So this, and you'll love this, guys, this is the Toe Point Unison. It's their newest riser. It's blue, it's very pretty. Very pretty. It kind of looks like let's try again. It's a CNC aluminium riser. Okay, I'm not going to review this just yet, but that is the riser I currently have. I really do like the grip. So it comes in many colors. It comes in orange, red, black, silver, and the plastic. It's a wood pattern. It's a plastic grip. The plastic wood grip is stained with the color of the riser. So you can have like a red silver grip or a blue silver. It's a really pretty bow. Alright, so that's what we've got right now. That's what I had. Alright, so it's this is the first batch, I believe. I was told this is the very first batch they manufactured. From what I inspected on my first trial, there are a few manufacturing faults that need to be ironed out of the Unison. For example, in this particular bow, there are a few chips along the edges. The edges are very sharp, by the way, so they're not like rounded edges. So it's not a top-end riser. It's more like a mid-range riser. It's the equivalent to what I might say would be the Forged Alpha or the Premium Alpha. It's kind of a mid-range bow. So it's aluminium. quite nice. It's an anodized finish, not painted, so the color is absolutely beautiful. Weight looks really good, and I was really looking forward to using this bow as the experimental platform. Like I said before, I don't have a bow which I can muck around with. I've got a serious competition bow in the win-win, but I don't have a muck around bow. So a bow I can practice or keep strung up just for practice at home. So I thought this would be a nice starting point. So this was going to be my second bow. Okay, and obviously it's a beautiful bow. It's very nice. So I was gonna buy some mid-range equipment to go with this bow and use this as an experimental platform. So I already have the riser. Now, things have changed in the last week. This is 2 weeks ago. In the last week, more specifically the last 2 days, something else has popped up. And that's why I'm making this video, because my plan to make a second bow has had a spanner thrown in the works. I still plan to make a second bow, but I don't plan to use this riser. Okay, I will review this when I get my stuff assembled, but this would not be my second bow. So let me explain what has happened. So, as you can probably tell, quite a few Chinese companies have been trying to kind of chase me up and offer me samples to review because they want to get more presence in the market. Most of the bows you see are Western bows, Hoyt or Korean bows like the Win or MK Archery. So I've got a lot of top tier bows. But what happened is that a company, Chaser Archery from China, have offered me a sample of their recent bow. Now, most of the Chinese brand bows like Junsing, Toe Point, and a few others, they do manufacture like target risers, but they have like zero presence in the competitive circuit. So you don't see pro archers or World Cup shooters use top level gear. So it's very hard for them to build a name. Chaser Archery has a unique milestone, and that is to actually have met success, and I'll show you what is being offered to me. Let me grab my thing up here. So now the bow that's being offered to me is the Chaser Python. Now it used to be called the Halberd 5. They've renamed it as the Python. Now unfortunately, the bow is so new, or it's so unknown, that if you search it on Firefox, you get like shoes. You get one bow picture, but it's the Python hunting bow, but not the target bow. So this is what you get when you search up the Chaser Python. That is entirely unhelpful. So obviously they need someone to kind of really boost the visibility of the riser. But normally I get sent samples like $100 bows or risers. I get the cheap stuff. Companies don't really need to send expensive gear. They want to send like cheap gear for me. But Chaser's offered me the Python. Now, I'm actually going to bring up the actual... I don't have the bow yet. It's coming in next week, I believe. But the bow that they have, I'll bring up their Facebook page. This is the bow that they're sending me. Okay, so this is the... Chaser Python. It used to be called the Halberd 5. This is the Python. I don't have a bow right now to show you, but this is what they have. It is a CNC aluminium riser. It's pretty. Okay, this is what they're sending me. Now, the shape reminds me a lot of the Hoyt bows. The Hoyt GMX is a good reminder, and in some ways the Hoyt Epic looks very similar. So it's supposed to be a top-end aluminium bow. It's not a mid-range or cheap entry-level bow. This is meant to be an elite-level aluminium riser, and they're very keen to get this on the market. Unfortunately, they're having a bit of trouble, from what I've been told, negotiating distribution rights in America, in the West. They're trying to get the Lancaster Archery and a few other places, but they're having a bit of a hard time trying to get into the market because it's a Chinese brand and not many people know about it. So there's a kind of low demand for it. So as you can imagine, I've got a role to play in this. I'm not being sponsored to do this, but they're sending me a sample. And the reason why this stands out is because the price point of this bow is I think around 800 US dollars. Okay, that's the bow selection there. So the price point of this bow is around 800 US dollars, depending on like the specific regional differences. But it's a top price bow. Now, like I said, normally I would review things which are in the $100 to $200 range. This is a bow which in Australian dollars it's near like $1,000. This is a riser that is basically as good, if not better, than my current bow. I've always reviewed bows that are kind of like lower tier than mine, apart from the bows I borrowed, like the VR-Wiz and the Nano TFT. Those are obviously equal top tier. So I'm going to actually own a bow, a riser, that is going to perform as well as my current bow. And that's opened up my eyes to a new opportunity. This is like the build which people wanted. And like I said, for those who's joining me, I'm going to be doing a series where I set up the bow from scratch, and therefore anyone who's buying an Olympic target bow can walk through the process with me. But this is the preliminary stuff. This is the shopping part. So that's what I've got at the moment. I'll be getting that throughout the week. Now, I've chosen to go for... Let's switch cameras again. I'm getting the green one. The green one has a weird mint color, and I think that'll stand out the most. So this is going to be the riser that I'm getting here. Okay, so there's many nice colors. The gold looks nice to me. The fuchsia color's nice. The purple's nice. The blue's nice too, but I'm going for the green one. A little trivia: green is actually my favorite color. I don't own green things. I kind of like the sleek black look for most bows. I've gone for green for standouts. So that is actually the riser I'm going to get. Now, I said before that they've had some unique success, and that's because they've been marketing the hell out of this match. This is from the Shanghai World Cup. This match here, it's An Chi versus Chang Hai-jin. Now, you might remember this particular match because Chang Hai-jin got that godly grouping in the center there. It's the unbelievable grouping. This is the last shot there. This shot, that was the match where Chang Hai-jin blew our minds away with this grouping in the X-ring. That was incredible. But the other part which a lot of people might have missed is the competitor, her opponent. Now, in fairness, when you're facing Chang Hai-jin, she's doing this, you aren't gonna win. But the thing which stood out was An Chi-swan, the Chinese archer. She's 17 years old in the Shanghai World Cup this year. And the bow she uses, once I get a good shot of this, that's not the one I wanted. There. The bow that An Chi-san uses is the Chaser Python. I'm not sure what it was called during this match, but that's the riser which they're offering here. So that, I believe, is the red color. That's that one over there. So they've won. Oh, well, she has the Chinese team, I believe, has helped develop this riser. And this 17-year-old youth archer used it to win a silver medal in the World Cup. So that's something which I find quite interesting. Is it's unusual for a new Chinese company to actually be used in a top-level competition and actually win something. So that's why I've got some good feelings about this. Not saying that all bows that aren't like champion winners suck, but it's very hard for a new manufacturer to break into the Western market because they don't have much of a brand appeal. But that's something interesting. Now, again, just looking at the riser from the pictures, it looks like something which is equivalent to like a Hoyt, a top-level Hoyt bow. So that's why I'm gonna make this a new build. So that's my first thing. So we're gonna lock it in. The riser is going to be the Chaser Python 25-inch IOF, and it'll be green. Alright, so this is my log here. So I already have the riser. So that won't be a need to, I won't have to buy the riser, thankfully. That means I save like $1,000 right there. Beautiful. So this is the sponsorship dilemma, right? Sometimes you might like a different bow, but if you get offered a certain model, then you take it, right? So I have the opportunity to sample, review, and use the Python, and that's what I'm going to do. So the basis the basis of my yeah, I know the advanced keys. I just couldn't remember what it was. The basis for the my build would be the Chaser Python 25-inch green. For those who are shouting buy a Sage, I've got a Sage already. In case you didn't know that, I mean, I've got the most commonly viewed like review video on YouTube. So I have a Sage. So it's over there. I use it in every second video. So I've got a Sage. Alright, so that is where I'm starting from. That is my riser. Most people have to like decide, like riser is probably the hardest choice. Riser and arrows are typically very hard to buy because they're very specific things you gotta look for. The riser is like choosing your first bicycle, your motorcycle, and you kind of there's no real way to kind of objectively tell you what you should buy. A lot of it is simply you know, what you feel like you would like to shoot. Especially when you get to a higher price point, it's going to be like, you know, do you like the color, do you like the look? It's going to perform very similarly. Like the differences in performance are very marginal. So that's it's not too important exactly which one you buy. Most of it is, can you afford it and do you like it? So I like the look of the Python. I don't have to buy it, which is why I'm getting it. But at the same time, it's also an aluminium bow. I've only shot carbon competitively. I love the win-and-win, but maybe it's time for a change. It'd be nice to compare carbon aluminium top end, because I only have a chance to shoot like a few aluminium bows, but not really top end bows. So that will be it. eToro, I'm gonna say it again. I'll be back. See this, eToro, you see this? I have a Samick Sage, so I'm not going to buy one. Alright, back to our shopping list. So, that is the riser out of the way. So, that we have the Chaser Python 25-inch green riser. So, what I'm going to do next, pick the limbs. Okay, what limbs should I get? Now, the first thing I'm going to point out is that I'm not going to buy 40-pound limbs. Like, I currently shoot 40-pound limbs on my win-and-win. I shoot the win-and-win, you know, EX power. Yeah, I shoot the EX power limbs. It took me a while there. So I've been shooting 40-pound EX power limbs for the last 6 or so years. And they work completely fine. I can always use those limbs on my new bow. But I'm leaning towards dropping in draw weight. Okay, I'm dropping in draw weight, and the reason why is, while I'm capable of handling a 40-pound bow, after 7 years, I'm still shooting very mediocrely. I have no real progress, partly because my technique and my training routine aren't very consistent. But I feel that my 40-pound bow isn't giving me the control that I want to shoot well in competition. Now, I've got a short draw, so my 40-pound bow is around like 36 anyway, but I don't feel control. Now, I can shoot, I think my maximum draw weight may be like 55 pounds. I can pull 55. And most of my trad bows are like 40, 45 to 50 anyway. But shooting trad isn't the same as shooting target recurve, because you don't shoot as much. Your standards aren't, well, my expectations aren't as high. So I can shoot a 40 or 45 pound longbow or recurve and have fun all day. But to get precision, you need to be able to control the draw weight. Now, 40-pound is kind of pushing my natural weight. It's kind of how with boxing, for example, you have natural weights. People are falling into a weight classification. So I don't feel I shoot 40-pound naturally. I think with my natural frame and my current training routine, I'm suited for a mid-30s bow. Now, this may be punishing at longer distances, like 70 meters, but a 30-plus pound bow can make 70 meters. There might be a lot more drop. You might have to reverse the sight for better sight setting, but I can shoot 70 meters. But I've got a lot to prove in terms of rating and technique. My 40-pound bow, I can shoot well on a good day, but only on a good day, only when I'm not tired. I'm feeling that I'm not up to 40-pound level at the moment. So, I am going to drop down to about a 35-pound bow. So that's my first choice to make here. It's going to be around 35 pounds. Now, I know So the limbs for Olympic are based on even numbers. So it'd be 34 or 36. Either one's fine for me. I'm leaning to, 34 was my first bow. So my first Olympic bow was a 34-pound bow. And I'm leaning more towards that. 36, I think, would be okay too. I might be juggling either way, but 36 is something I can easily handle. Little pro tip, by the way, is to compete well, like to be the right, they have the right bow weight. You need to be able to do certain tests with it, right? But what I'm trying to think of is, like, I currently shoot bows which are like 4 to 5 pound, but that's kind of like the upper limit of what I can do comfortably. And again, like I said before, I don't really have the stamina, the endurance, and the control to shoot a 40-pound competitively. I struggle too much at 40-pound. I shoot okay enough, and those who watch my training videos, I seem to shoot fine, but I'm too inconsistent, which means, look, put the draw weight ego aside, okay? 40-pound is an ego thing. I can shoot 40-pound bow. It's not a heavy weight, but it's competitive weight. Let's drop the ego a bit here, right? I know most top-level shooters will shoot 40-pound plus, but I'm not a top-level shooter. I have to shoot at my level. If I'm not top-level, I'm not trained to be top-level, I'm not going to use a heavy bow. And part of this is also going to be an experiment, okay? It's not got a point to prove. I've got like 6 years of shoots and records based on my 40-pound bow, which are fairly mediocre. So if I drop 5 pounds, all right, I expect to see a pretty big jump in the results. And this is something to prove. And if it's anything to improve, that is that if I drop to a comfortable draw weight, I'm going to shoot twice as better. I'm not exaggerating, twice as better. Whatever rating I have, I should be able to double that if I change to a lighter draw weight. And of course, as Kitson just mentioned, I can always wind the bow up and down. And of course, if I train up again, I can use my 40-pound limbs. I've got the arrows and the kit for it anyway. So it's not going to be a huge loss. This might be a good thing. It might be what I need. And this might prove again that for people who are training high draw weight and are struggling, drop down to a lower draw weight. You might find yourself shooting much better. So I'm planning to get maybe 36-pound limbs. I'm leaning towards 34, but 36 might be right. Again, on my draw length, it's going to be a marginal difference. It'll be like about 32-ish on my fingers anyway. 36 might be a good option for me. So I'm leaning towards 36. Let's go 36. And of course, if I can always use these limbs as practice limbs if I'm going upwards in weight, or I can sell them to somebody else, because people always got them draw weight. So people, like especially in a club, you want to have an exchange of equipment where people can try risers or limbs so that they can buy something upwards. So let's go 36. I agree with you, Kitson. Okay, so 36-pound limbs. Now the question is, what limbs do I get? So I doubt these will be top tier limbs. This won't be my top competition bow. This will be my number 2 bow. So I don't want to buy excellent limbs, which cost like $1,000. I don't think I need to do that. This will be, imagine this is an intermediate bow. Okay, so I've got the potential for top level gear. I have top level gear, but the limbs I feel are going to be intermediate limbs. So these will be mid-price limbs. What should I get? That's my question. I want to do a bit of browsing for a moment here, but I'm interested to see what you think. What should I get for limbs? ILF Sky Archery limbs. That's an interesting one. Like I wouldn't mind buying like non-mainstream brands. I'm gonna have a look at my local vendors first. So I'm going to do a bit of browsing. The reason why I want to do Australian stores is 1, Australian stores. 2 is shipping speed and shipping price. Okay, I don't want to import and pay like $200 for shipping. So I'm going to see what's available here. I've got Lancaster on hold in case I need to buy something from Lancaster. But I've got a feeling that I'm going to buy mostly from Pats because they've got very fast shipping. I love Pats. I might shop around locally from Urban or from Abbey Archery, depending on what I need. But I want to try and get local first. Now, Pats is normally well stocked. Now, the reason I like Pats is they've got a good inventory system. You actually see what they have. Unfortunately, they might not have what I want. Not many limb options, I think. Let's go to Hoyt first. Is this the limbs page? This is, I don't have limbs. Let's go to Sims of Hoyt first. Ooh, they don't sell Sky. SF is good mid-range price. I can win and win. So we'll see our first price. I'm gonna quickly go over to Urban because I do know they sell Sky stuff and quite a few other things too. Got lots of limb options at Urban. Okay, so let's see what might be interesting. I haven't used Axel yet, American Archer. I'm thinking about getting Axel. The reason why I haven't used an Axel site is because I don't buy sites, right? I only have one site, and that is the Shibuya Ultima, which is a beautiful site. Most archers in the competitive circuit use Shibuya. Axel, I imagine, is a very good site. Now, this is where the opportunity to buy an Axel site comes in, because I'm leaning towards a Shibuya, but I've already got a Shibuya site. Is this a chance to try a new site like the Axel, right? So we'll get to the site a bit later. Was a question there from Full of Shots. What weight would you go in the Norseman longbow? That depends on what you shoot, right? It depends on what you can shoot, not what I can shoot. The one I had was like a 50-pound bow or something, but you get what you can shoot. So don't ask for my recommendation. It's what you can do. So back to our browsing. So I'm looking for 36-pound limbs. Let's see what's on offer here. Hoyt, I'm looking for the Grand Prix IOF bows. The Formula one to be careful of. Now, let's see. Price is going to be a big point, sticking point for me. Carbon 720s are the good ones at the moment. That's doable. 600, about 560 Australian dollars. That's within my price range. Oh, long. I don't want long. I want medium. In fact, if anything, I might. Okay, dilemma time. It's a dilemma, right? So with my draw length, I'm at 25.5 inch on my draw length, or 26 inch. I'm better suited for probably a 66-inch bow, but I shoot 68. That's completely fine. Should I go for a shorter limb? That's a question. Keep the rise at 25 inch, of course, but should I go for a shorter limb? I've got medium limbs are fine, but should I go short? I don't think I need to, by the way. Let's have a look. So maybe not Hoyt. Maybe not Hoyt. The 840s. It's about the same price range, 550. The Formula limbs are expensive. Grand Prix. So it's gonna switch over. Poundage, hypothetically, length. We can get medium. So we can get Hoyt carbon limbs. That might not be a bad idea. It's about 5, 6. I should write these things down before we can forget. So 36 pound. So one possibility is Hoyt recurve 840, and that's let's say 560 Australian dollars. And these are IOF, so they will be compatible with the limb. That's one possibility. We'll keep the window open there. I imagine they'd be like 10,000 tabs open. Kaya works well. These are my old limbs, by the way. I used to shoot Kaya Stallion. These are wood limbs. This is my first set of limbs. Oh my goodness, this is a throwback. I mean, I bought my first bow from Pat's, by the way, because you didn't realize that. My first bow was a Samick Aguilar. Oh my god, this is old school stuff, right? Samick Aguilar. That was my first bow. So you see in my early videos, I have this bow. So this is my very first riser. It's a magnesium riser, quite old now. And I shot with the K Stallion limbs. That's my very first limbs. You see them in my early videos. I no longer own anything from my old set. But I don't. Kaya. This kind of. These are beginner limbs. I'm not gonna go this low. I don't need beginner limbs. SF. Okay. The Alpha limbs are pretty good. Alpha Elite are very popular. So this is another possibility. They have the new versions. The original SF ones were all black. This is like kind of fiery color. Interesting. So this is a pretty good price range. This is something I could afford easily. It's got medium, poundage 36. That's a possibility there. So the WNS Alpha Elite carbon foam is definitely a very popular option for mid-range. Let's go for that. So the top option is the WNS Alpha Elite, and that's 380 Australian. Okay, so we've got our little shopping list now. Win and win limbs. Oh, $1,000 limbs. The wee hours limbs. Okay, I'm gonna discount this. I don't think you need top level limbs for a £36 bow. This is not my primary purpose bow. Let's not do this. Yeah, let's not do. Oh, foam. These are pretty. These are pretty, but no, let's not do that. So a bit over the top there. Okay, so that's the what's offered. Oh, Samick might have limbs. I don't know how limbs, do they? Yeah, Samick Sage. I'll have the cap limbs. No, let's not do cap. Cap's fine. I'm not going to I thought this was the SHTF bow. That's a nice name for a bow. Universal limbs. No, these are the cheap limbs. Polaris limbs. I don't need. I had the Samick Sage right now. What the? Wait. Whoa. Price range. This used to be like $200 in Australia. What happened here? The Samick Sage. Oh, it's limbs. Never mind. Okay. I was gonna say the Samick Sage in Australia is quite expensive. I remember back years ago, back when I started doing YouTube videos, like everyone was saying about the Samick Sage, and I was actually opposed to this advice because you can't really get it in Europe and Australia at the time. Now, because it's so popular, like more shops will stock it. The Sage now is kind of like fading away. But yeah, like you have the Samick Sage syndrome, which I've done videos on. But the Sage here used to be quite expensive. It used to be like 250 Australian dollars, which is about, say, 200 US. So it's more expensive than what you buy in the US. In fact, it was cheaper to buy from Lancaster and ship it over to Australia. Like, I was kind of surprised there, but at the same time, yeah, that's limbs only, so not surprising. Where are we? Chat, what's going on? SF carbon height recurve. I haven't seen the carbon height recurve limbs. Axle cost a lot more. Stick to the ultimate. Okay, good advice. True, the shorter limb might not be my good anchor point. I anchor very well with medium limb, so you might be right there too. I am purposely going to overbow myself so I can hunt. What problems may occur because of this? Ethan, very good question. Very, very good question. The problem with overbowing is that you just don't have control of the shot. Okay, now with a hunting bow, you don't shoot as much as frequently, so you don't have to worry about. Stop the backlight, by the way. It's daytime here. You don't have to worry about shooting for like 3 hours. You just need to be good enough for a single shot for hunting. The thing is that if you overbow, depends on your current conditioning. If you actually can't draw the bow back, that's a problem. If you can draw it back and do a shot, it's not as bad, and you probably won't injure yourself because you can physically use the bow. The main thing is, do you have control of the shot? That is going to be the main criteria for your choice in draw weight. That's why in this buying walkthrough, I'm deliberately choosing a lighter draw weight, because I know at 40 pounds in competition, I don't control it very well. I shoot 30-pound bows or 35-pound bows. It's nearly effortless. And a good advice is, your bow in competition at least should feel like a toy. Now, a few coaches have said this. It should feel too light. If it feels too light to the point where it's effortless, that means you have 100% control. If you feel like you have to work for the shot, then you don't have 100% control. You might have like 75% control, which isn't good enough for competition. For hunting might be okay, because shooting at relatively shorter distances. So you need to make sure if you overbow, you're getting a higher draw weight, that you have the capacity to execute a shot fully. That means come to full draw, hold at full draw, and shoot. Right? You don't have to hold at 30 for 30 seconds or a minute. That's something that will require over time. But you need to be careful of just being able to shoot the bow in the first place. That's the main thing. Can a Samick Sage be accurate to 70 meters? The answer is probably not. You can set the Sage up to shoot Olympic style, so you can put a sight and stabilizer on the bow. The bow itself is not designed for long range shooting. For one, it's shorter. Okay, so a shorter bow tends to be less stable, and it tends to be punchier, so there's less control in the shot. This is inherent to all bows, but most the Sage is a hunting bow, right? It's not a beginner bow; it's a hunting bow. A hunting bow by design, it's meant to be more compact and less flimsy to use in the field. It makes some sacrifices. There's greater stacking. There's more variations. So if you don't draw exactly the same spot, millimeter perfect, then you have greater variation in the arrow velocity. So there are many reasons why you wouldn't use a sage for Olympic shooting. Olympic shooting is really meant to be used for longer bows, heavier bows, and wood itself doesn't it doesn't absorb vibration as well as a metal bow or a carbon bow. So there are lots of performance disadvantages for a sage. There's a reason why people don't shoot Olympic style for sage. You can, by the way, you can add the accessories to shoot Olympic style. And I've seen it done in competition, mostly by kids who have the same age than when they use for competition. But if you're doing serious competition, the sage won't hold up. That's the thing. How far can it shoot? Let's say the 60 centimeter target. Depends on your draw weight. It's not about the buzz, it's about the weight. Okay, but it comes down to the draw weight and your technique. I can't say you can't say that the sage can shoot, you know, a high rating at whatever distance. It depends on the user. So yeah, I don't think the sage is going to be a good performer. That even if you put the sage in a vice grip and put it on a bench, and you put arrows through it mechanically, it still won't be as consistent as a top end competitive target bow. That I think is going to be true. That it's not proven, so I'm not going to say it is true. But if people were using, this is for longbows question, if you had an Olympic style wood riser, the wooden bows people used to use for world championships versus current bows, if you put them in a machine, the wooden bows probably would not be as consistent as the current bows. The technology is much different. So I doubt people will use wooden bows, apart from nostalgia or, you know, low price points. If you have the chance to use a metal bow, people will probably go for metal bows. At a point there from Kidson, yeah, carbon foam is going to be light, so I'll probably go with that too. Yeah, light. I prefer carbon foam over wood, so yeah, I think the carbon foam is a good choice. Still got a few options here. So I've got the I think the Alpha Elite is my go-to. That'd be a nice choice. We'll do a bit more searching around. We'll do stabilize. Oh, Shrewd Revel. Interesting. I haven't thought about the stabilizers much. I'm gonna quickly look over at Urban Archery. So they've got the Elite limbs. This is the same as the WNS, the same brand, SFWNS, same thing. This is the old ones. They don't have 36 pound. Hey, hang on, medium. No, they don't have 36 pounds, so not worry about that. There's the old premium. These are a bit too low for me. Oh, yes, you got the new one, the WNS Elite ones. Okay, so this is a bit cheaper than at Pat's. Again, same thing. Oh, it's the same link. It's the same limb, so they did it twice. They got Uka here. Ooh, Uka. I don't want the FC100 limbs. The premium is the SF premium. It's a bit too low for me. I'm gonna review the Gillo, by the way. I think tomorrow I might do the Gillo. These are expensive limbs. Let's try the Evo 2. Out of stock, never mind. Not gonna bother them. When it's Alpha, oh, the Hot level, that's a pretty bow. So I'm looking at, this is the problem with archery shopping. You get, ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's a pretty bow. Damn it. I knew it's gonna happen at some point. Oh, the Marble Wave is here too. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, Hoyt. Oh, dear. That's a pretty bow. So nice. Ooh, red too. Damn. Oh, well, I'm glad that's all around. It's actually in stock. No, everything's out of stock, never mind. Okay, good. I'm not buying any bows. Oh, Hoyt Epic. Ooh. I'm totally distracted here. Let's keep moving on before we forget. Win and win limbs. I don't think I need win and win limbs for this one. There's the Innos, which I've already got the Innos. Then I buy the second Inno. And more bows. The Hoyt, the Carbon Ace. The Carbon Ace is a nice limb. I've used this for my Hoyt Horizon Read. These are nice limbs. Let's check this out. Yeah, not what I want. Ooh, Hoyt Epic. Ooh, pretty bow. Right, focus. What does Lancaster have? This is not my first choice. What does Lancaster offer? Let's go to Olympic recurve limbs. It's kind of curious how it's all working out, isn't it? Right. So we've got the SF Elite limbs. Yeah. SF Elite are the same as the WNS Elite Alphas. Same riser. Sorry, same limbs. If I made it for, so my chat's slowing down a bit here. Okay. I'm gonna get my local stores. Let's go to Oz Hunting and Bows. They don't have a lot of target equipment, but they might have something that could work for me. I want to get bows. So I'm just gonna have a look here. Bing. I'm trying to find. This buy from me a lot. They're local, so that they're pretty good for me. Bow recurve. Target bows. So what we've got the they do have win limbs. I know they do. Yeah, of course they have win. They don't have Hoyt. They've got MK. Oh, this is F series. This is formal, isn't it? Wait, no. So it's wood core, carbon. It's wood and carbon. There's nowhere to choose the draw weight. It does have 36. It's a long delivery time. I can wait. I want to phone this in. It's kind of awkward when you don't have inventory, which allows you to pick the draw weight and tells you if it's in stock. It's one of the reasons why I only shop from certain stores, because if I have to make phone calls to establish whether something is stock, it's kind of a typical gamble. The K7 limbs are right there. So what's the difference between these two limbs? What's the regular inputs? It's wood core fabric carbon. So this is F series. So that won't fit my. It's the same picture. That's what's misleading. All right, it's the same picture. That's the IOF version. I'm pretty sure that's the IOF one with the type button. I could be wrong there, but so this is IOF, which is cheaper, and the F series, I think the Formula series. So the regular one, this is $490 Australian. I don't want to make it awkward, especially if it takes like a month to deliver. But that's the price point. I'll make a note of this. This might not be my first preference, but I'll look at the AK Inpers that's $490 Australian. Okay, so we'll keep that in the back of our minds. The K3 is an okay limb. This is okay. Look at the Elite as well, $320 Australian. Have that as well. So again, it's I'm gonna check the shop to have this. I've used this before. These are okay. I can probably do better than this though. 300 is okay for the limbs. This is kind of I'm maybe leaning towards the elites. These are very good intermediate limbs. Good price point too. So that seems to be consistent. What do you think, guys? What's chat talking about here? The Uka EX1. Oh, really? Oh. But I don't think I've got... the problem with Uka is it's so hard to get Uka. Very few stores stock Uka. Lancaster does. I'm looking at Lancaster right now. I mean, Lancaster's everything, right? Lancaster as the EX1 limbs. Good price point for the limbs. Oh, really? I could try Uka. So there's the top end, which is XX. That's like $1,000 US. There's the Uka EX1 Evo 2. Is that what we're talking about? I'm looking at this one. Is this what we're talking about? The Uka EX1 Evo 2. Ooh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. This is what I want. It's not to be fast. We got a lot of shots. Yeah. And get medium and get like we can get £36. Is it in stock? It is in stock. Ooh, that's a bit pricier, but within reason. It is IOF compatible. Ooh, Ooh, 25% carbon fiber. Ooh, people want me to use Uka limbs. This is oh, that's pretty. Sorry, I was distracted by winning those. This could be a choice. Is it a curve? Do you want the curve profile or the regular one? Because they have both this and the regular one. What's the difference between curve and recurve? Oops. Oh, pretty. Oh, I've seen it. So this is on the website. Yeah, I've seen this already. Never mind. There's curve and recurve. Are these longbow limbs or what's the difference? So this is cheaper. Kitson, help you here. What's the difference? Curve, recurve. Okay, there's curve, recurve, and there's no curve, recurve. Ah, my head hurts. I don't know what to think about anymore. Okay, this looks alright. I could go for Uka. If I can wait for the shipping, because it takes like a month to ship from America at normal shipping rates. If I want to buy from Lancaster, I want to buy a lot of stuff from Lancaster to make it worthwhile, and then pay the customs tax in Australia. Okay. I'll put this on the list. I'll put this on the list, so we can go for potentially the Uka. Uka EX1 Evo 2, and that's about 450 Australian, I think. I'm approximating the exchange rate, but that sounds about right. So I think I've got a short list. That's enough limbs for now. So with some choices, I'm going for 36 pound limbs. We have pretty mid range price points. I'm not going for the top limbs. I don't want top limbs for my build. So I've got possibly the Hoyt recurve, 840s. The Hoyts are good too. There's the Alpha Elite seems to be the most reasonable. I can get it locally, which is a very big plus. And the MK Inpus might be. I don't think that's my main choice. It's either going to be the Alpha Elite, which is very easily affordable here. I can get it like today, like right now. Or there's the Uka EX1 Evo 2. That looks good, and people, I know a lot of people want to hear more about Uka. I haven't come across, like, I've seen Uka used in competition, like at the state level, but it's very uncommon. Like, people have to really seek it out. Might be an idea. By the way, if you want to sponsor me, just saying, companies, you want some sponsorships, I'm live right now. Yeah, Archery should be cased some cheaper. It probably would. That's an idea. Thanks, good. So let's have a quick look at that Archery shop. UK. I do. The Archery shop. I could buy from Merlin as well, actually. Merlin's very good shipping. They're very good shipping. Alright, let's see what Archery shop can do. So I'll flip on over to our market cam. So yeah, what's the difference between curve and X curve? Let's look at Archery shop. I'm looking for limbs. I can't remember the exchange rate off the top of my head, so you're going to help me out here. So what do we have here? The hot tutorials. Yep. I want to look for. Let's just the whole thing. I want them hunting limbs. I want Uka first. So I've got the VX, which is a bit too much for me. Oh, there it is. There's the EX1. What's the exchange rate? Let's do some exchange stuff. So let's say 320 GBP. Convert it to AUD. So 320. That's 570 Australian dollars. That doesn't sound right to you? And the Evo 2, I'll just double check the American exchange rate. That's 399. That's around 536. I was way off on the exchange rate. That is from Lancaster. That's around 540. And from the Archery shop, it's about 570 Australian, so it's a bit cheaper from Lancaster. It's at the exchange rate at the moment. Interesting. Okay. Uka seems pretty good. Oh, it's on special order. Well, we can take our time. Let's have a look here. 68 inch, 36 pound, and matte carbon. It's not in stock, but it's available in special order. I've got a bad feeling about that. Special orders might be back orders. They don't order unless a lot of people order it in. I'm not gonna wait 3 months for this build. I can wait for a certain amount of time, not like 3 months. I'm not saying it's gonna take 3 months, but I've got a bad feeling about back orders or special orders. If it's in stock, I'm more tempted to get it. Lancaster has Uka in stock, and the Elite limbs are also in stock. I don't mind spending $500 on limbs, especially because one, I've got the look. Best thing about what I'm doing right now, right, is that look, the channel's earned this. This is what I think, right? I spent like what 5 years on YouTube making YouTube videos for tutorials. I've earned this. I don't feel bad about buying a new bow. I've earned a new bow. The fact that I'm receiving the riser free already is already a big plus. I'm saving cash as it is. I don't mind spending big on the limbs. So, at the moment in our list, I've got a good feeling about this. It's either the Uka. I can import the Ukas. This is the thing. Give me this. Sorry guys, I'm gonna try and figure out highlight stuff. I want either that one or that word. I want that or that. So one of those two. Minimize. Okay. So, good choices. I've used the alphas a lot. The elites. I mean, I've reviewed them already. Not reviewed them, but I've used them on my reviewed bows. I know they're good bows. The advantage for the elite is that I can get it cheaper locally and get it like next week, which doesn't matter because I don't have a bow yet, so I can't use that. Oh, except for Super Recap, interesting. Ah. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. For the X-curve and recurves. Okay, so my two choices for the X-curve and Super Recurve, yeah. So my choices at the moment are the Elite Alpha or the Alpha Elite or the Uka EX1. Safe choice is the Elite. Fun choice is the Uka. Because I don't have an Uka. Nobody's seen me. People keep asking for Uka limbs. True, Ethan. Yeah, I can get it faster. But the thing is, I don't have the bow yet anyway. It's gonna take me like a week or two to get the bow. I'm in no rush to get this bow. I'm not trying to squeeze in like a series or film something, a tournament. Right? I've still got a bow right now, so I don't need to worry about getting a bow super quickly. They're made on order. Makes sense. Interesting. So elites are easy to get. Uka, I might go for the Uka. I feel the Uka. I feel the Uka. I'm curious too. Yeah, people say a lot of things about Uka. They're not a very popular brand. Well, they're popular, but they're not very widespread. I'm curious about the Uka. I can wait for if they're made to order. I can wait. I mean, the only downside is I have to import it. I can't get it locally. But that's an idea. That's an idea. I like the idea of Uka. Okay. If I get Uka, I have to import. That means I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff anyway. So if I'm buying from Lancaster, I'm gonna buy a lot of things in one pack to make the shipping worthwhile. So I'm paying like what 200 in shipping, so that's not pretty. So I need to make it worthwhile if I'm buying from. That's the thing. So let's decide for the other ones. Okay, so I think Uka is my first choice, but that carries the baggage of buying more things from overseas suppliers. Otherwise, Alpha's an easy local choice. Okay, that'll be it. Let's put the Alpha Elite will be my second choice. We'll make this yellow just to remind myself here. Let's do yellow. That please. Thank you. Okay, that's gonna be it. I don't know the Hoyt 840s or the MK Elite, the Alpha Elite, or the Uka's first choice. Alright, sight. Axel, I mean, my first choice is going to be Shibuya Ultima. I know it's a good sight. I've got one already. I don't need to buy these. I can always use the same site, just take it over. But I've got the thing bolted in. I don't want to replace the site all the time. Wouldn't mind buying a new site. There's a Shibuya Ultima. That's pretty much like the current top tier site. What other sites can we possibly get? There's the XL sites. I haven't used XL yet. But if XL has too many screws, What do you think, guys? Sites. What can we get for sites? The Shibuya, the Sherlock, but Sherlock's kind of out of vogue right now. Did I have XL here? Oh, they don't have XL. Ooh, not at Pad's Archery. Okay. Let's see. I don't want. I want a top side. I'm going for the Ultima. Ultima. The Ultima 2 is cheaper, really. I don't need a carbon side actually, so I can cut the price for the aluminium side. What's this asterisk in this? So I'm looking at my my shopping list right now. So let's go for here. I'm at Pat's again, buying locally if possible. Do I need aluminium's be a little heavier, which is okay. I don't mind a little weight on the aluminium. I don't have green. Damn it! Oh, color coordination. If I'm getting a green riser. Gold. They do have green, hang on. Oh no, there's no green in the list, and it's not green. Ah, crud. There is a green one, but oh no. Gold looks pretty. That's black. Because I've got a green riser. The gold would match the green quite well. I'm gonna go like gold and blue, green and blue, which would be bizarre. And black and silver pretty standard. There's pink, could work. If I have green on green, it'd be even better. Does Lancaster have a green one? Because if I buy from Lancaster, I must buy everything from Lancaster. This is classic shopping problems. Shopping dilemma. I want sites. Where are the sites? Here we go. Rico target sites. $50 sites. No, let's go top end. Buy a good site. We've got XL sites, and we've got Shibuya sites. Those are my two choices right there. Is there anything in Sherlock worth looking at? No, this is mostly oh, there's a recurve site. These used to be very popular. Nah, not interested in Sherlock. It's gonna be Shibuya or XL. What does XL? Physics is nothing. Recurve sites. So recurve target sites of XL. So I think the XL achieve is the one which people are loving right now. I don't like the look of it. I like Shibuya better. It just looks better. In my humble opinion. Shibuya to RC standard. That's what I want. Right hand. Only black and silver? Is there a color version somewhere? Oh, that's standard site. What's the difference here? There's a standard site. And there's this one. Am I missing something here? Right hand color. There we go. Green. Ooh. This is important, people. Color coordination is very important. Ooh. Damn. This might be the choice. It might be green. Green on green. For those who didn't see us getting I'm getting a green riser. Right. Is it chief good? Green orange. Compound sites, like the compound side's heavier. That's a problem. And it doesn't mount the standard recurve thing. There's a different thread. So you're gonna buy recurve. Uko bulletproof, really? Oh, cool. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting, Kitson. Yeah, you can't buy compound. It doesn't fit. I mean, you can mount it on a recurve, but you can't use a recurve sight. It's a different pin, different screw thread. Axle is green. Ooh, green. Extension knob color. Silver's fine. Okay. Choice time. What am I getting? I'm getting the green Axel Achieve. Or the green Shibuya. I have Shibuya already. What do you think, people? Is this the one I want, the RCBL? I'm not familiar with XLs. I'm not sure what the offerings are. Let's close this. No, but the limbs there. I might buy, if again, I might buy from Lancaster just together. There's what's the XL? There's the RCBL, the RCB. Oh, is this a large? I guess is that the difference? People help me here. What's the difference between the RCB and RCL, and whatever the RXL? So this is carbon bar. Okay. Say green. This is important. This is very important. Oh. No, out of stock. Not interested anymore. So what's the difference between the RXL and the RCB? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah. And is what's the difference, guys? Which one's the one I want for the XL Achieve? Is the L a size thing? There's no green, not interested in the XRX. Has to be green. So we've got these two. What the RCBL and the RXL. What's it made from? Is it aluminium? Yes, it is. It's a waste less than carbon. Okay, so we have the carbon bar, and we have the aluminium bar. Sorry, aluminum bar. We're looking at American websites here, right? So they do have green for this one, and we use black knobs. What's the difference between these two? An orange XL. Orange could work too. RCB. What's the difference between the RCB? I mean, it's carbon and aluminium, right? Is the weight that much different? Not sure if anyone's used it. So I've got two choices. We've got the Axel Achieve. The price is mapped to the site. I mean, buy a good site. I mean, they cost roughly the same anyway. Just going to convert this just to, and that's around 350. It's about 500, isn't it? Oh, ouch, that's costly. 470. Okay, that's not bad for a site. That's 470 Australian. And the Shibuya is actually cheaper. Quite cheaper. Not that it matters. I mean, the sites are worthy investment. But for other people, this might be a worry. So that's our price points. Australian dollars, by the way. Yeah, I have the ultimate ones. I know the difference there. Axel or Shibuya? Axel or Shibuya? I have Shibuya already. The Axel looks nice. I mean, I don't want to be too biased by saying what looks better on the bow, because that's contentious. Yeah, like anything looks better on a bow. The color matches, which is fine. It means I have to buy from Lancaster. It does look like a very nice. Let's go back to the thing here. That's a very nice block. That's pretty solid there. Nice micro adjustment there. What's that? Is that the horizontal adjustment? That's interesting. Okay. I like that this construct. That's like a tank. I think I said before that these XL sides look indestructible. Interesting. I wouldn't mind trying XL site. I've got Shibuya already. I always swap them out. If I feel like I like Shibuya better, I always swap them out. So I've got two bows. Oh, pink. Oh, damn. What's orange? Is that gold? Oh, this is orange. Oh, orange isn't too bad. Oh my god, the colors. The hardest part is choosing colors. Yeah, carbon's a bit lighter. Yeah, no, that should be about right. Better absorption. Yeah, I might lean towards the RCB. Sounds about right to me. Thanks, American. Best big archery online retailers. Yeah, Lancaster, Three Rivers, Merlin Archery, the Archery Shop, Alternatives. That's probably the top ones. Yeah, exactly. Amazement. That's what I said before. Is yeah, I might end up thermally dimensionally stable. I like the word. Okay. Yeah, no, like I have both sides, so if I don't like it, I always swap them around. It's true. But I'm leaning towards the XL because I don't have one at the moment, right? So I have a Shibuya. I know what Shibuyas can do. That's not a question. But I'm gonna lean towards the XL. Let's try it again. Oh, but I didn't do that. Word sometimes. So I'm leaning towards the XL. So we'll get the XL lined up there. Okay, so that will be our first choice, the XL, which means I'm gonna buy from Lancaster. That means I'm gonna wait about a month to ship. What color? Yeah, color. The next choice. So for those who have been following, the bow I'm getting, once I get it again, I'm getting a green bow. So this is what I'm getting. I'm getting the green riser. Now, the green that comes here is like an emerald green. I love emerald green. But the riser is not emerald green. The riser is more like a mint green. But the orange match this better. Oh, actually, the orange, cool, because it has an orange clicker plate. The orange might be a crazy color. And I have an orange. I can make a green orange string, right? I've got the colors already. That could be an option. Maybe, yeah, okay. Gold is not as interesting. I love the emerald green on this thing, but it wouldn't match the riser. If this was like a Hoyt green, I think it'd be a good match. But if you want a two-tone color contrast, I think I might agree with you, actually. I think orange might be the go-to. Guys, what do you think? Yeah, orange. Yeah. I think we've got a majority on the orange there. Ethan agrees. Mad Sean agrees. Amazement would agree. Teal blue for the site. Really, it's a teal blue. Is it a teal blue? Oh, there is, isn't there? Oh, it's out of stock, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it looks nice. It's a nice teal blue. I don't think I'm gonna match my color scheme too well, but teal blue is a nice color, but it's out of stock, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I mean, there's red, but I don't like red, to be honest. Black is black. I'm looking for orange. Orange first choice, green second, I guess. Or gold, maybe gold would be nice too. And silver knob, sure, that's fine. I don't mind knob colors. I don't care about knobs. Okay, I reckon we'll go with that. So we'll have the Euclid limbs, have the Untitled Chapter. It's worth it. I reckon that'll be the go-to. That will be our first choices there. Yeah, the hardest part of anything is choosing color. I mean, we spent so much time talking about like what to get in terms of like sides and limbs and all that, but I think the color's the hardest one. Okay, so Axel achieve orange. All right, yeah, orange. Plunger button. I'm looking for biter. Any questions? I think that I'm gonna. I could buy from locally, right? Biters aren't that. If I'm buying from Lancaster, I'm also buying from Lancaster. Although I'll be careful about the cost of shipping too. I might have to buy two things. So shipping in Australia is not that bad, like, internally, but I don't want to buy like 1,000 equipment from Lancaster and pay like that price in customs, because there's new customs laws in Australia, which is I'm a little wary about. Can I get the plunger button locally? Because there's not much of plungers. You either get like Shibuya, which is quite good, or Biter. Biter is like $160. Shibuya is $50. Biter. Biter is going to be the choice. And the people like it's like the most common one, Vita, easy. But price is insane, by the way. It's like you can't get much better than this. The plunger button, the plunger button by itself costs more than like a beginner bow. That's crazy. AAE is okay. The reason why I don't AAE is it's not easy micro adjustable. The screws kind of pop out every now and then. Could work. Let me double check that. What do we have here? Plungers. With the plungers, you got plungers. So let's shop around Lancaster for a bit. So we've got more choices. Australia has like Biter or Biter. WNS, it's finicky. I mean, this is good for a beginner bow. Oh, what's this? The Win Mighty Cushion. That's cute. I might not go for that one. It's hard to beat Biter. And these are the Angel MAPBZ. Sounds like a machine gun. Xpot seems to be. That's highly reviewed. The AAE is also very nice. Oh, that's weird. That's actually not bad. That's weird, but I want to go for AAE. Might be a good choice. The reason why I like the Biter ones, where are we? Biter. Yeah, same price point actually. Biter is so much more easily adjustable. I've already got one. I know it's good. And the colors are great too. Is that orange? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, 516. I remember my length. What's my old length? 25. I do have orange. We have this real orange thing going on here. This color option, yeah, I don't mind colors too much. It's actually, look at one color at the moment. It is black. Nothing wrong with black. I just like the Biter's quick adjustment. Like all you do is like rotate the plunger, whereas this one you need to unscrew it. And when you have grub screws, they fall out. You gotta be very careful with these. This one's easy just on the fly, if you have to. I mean, yeah, like you really touch it, so it's not like a big deal anyway. But I'm gonna lean towards Biter. Majority is Biter, easily. So the eco limbs are torsionally stiffer. So for arrows, they normally shoot one spine class lower. Okay. So you're saying I should get softer spine? Jin, yeah, I will be doing an arrow spine video specifically in the future. I've got it already planned out, but I just haven't had time to film it properly. Do I have a local choice for the Hoyt, for the alphas? I want to see my local choice. So Biter is here. Oh, orange is special order. I can wait for that. I'll get from Lancaster. Yeah, I'll get the Biter one. Yeah, that's an easy choice. Special order, huh? Yeah, we can do that. I'll decide where to buy it from at some different point. But I think Biter is the go-to for the plunger. All right, arrow rests. Arrow rests. I'll take Shibuya Ultimate, honestly. There's not much I can say about that. I could go for the Hoyt Super Rest. That's the cheap ones, but let's see what we have. I've been shopping for rest for quite a while. In Australia, it's basically Shibuya or plastic. That's a pretty easy choice here. Yeah, Biter is anything for plungers. So basically in Australia, either getting plastic or Shibuya Ultima. What does Lancaster have to offer? I want rest, recurve, finger rest. Let's have a look here. I don't want the wraparound rest. WMS is pretty cheap. Yeah, that's okay too. I'm not really interested in wraparounds. Oh, the free flight ones. I'm not interested in free flights. they'll look the same. The main thing is the adjustability. Expert Nova is a cheap version of that. The main thing is adjustability. I mean, these all work fine, but you want to be able to micro adjust. And I think the Shibuya. Oh, wow, what happened to this review? The win logo doesn't represent crap. What's wrong with this? It's supposed to magnet it. Rest me go back. Huh. Pop out. Huh. Okay. Well, the design looks a little sloppy. I mean, there's no more contact with the magnet, because most of the rest have a longer bar on the magnet for more contact. That's a little that might make sense. Yeah, Shibuya Ultima is probably the one to go to. It's costly, but it's worth it. So I mean, I the same price in here as well, so that's not gonna be a problem. Colors matter too much. Actually, color matters a lot. Orange. I don't like orange, people. Like, why am I getting orange? It's the go-to color scheme, isn't it? That's the other one. Shibuya Ultima, orange. Yeah, what's orange? Orange is nice. Well, guys, can you remind me? Can you remind me why I'm getting orange? Yeah, and I've always used Shibuya. Shibuya is just like the best rest at the moment. Sorry, a couple of questions. Matt Shaw, is there a way of having the right spine, but arrows are too short to get longer arrows on the right spine? Yeah. Remember, longer arrows tend to be softer, so you can buy a longer arrow with a softer spine. The color is everything. Well, so I'm getting blue and orange. The clicker. Why am I getting orange? Why am I getting orange? Like, I know look good, right? Okay, I know, because people help me here, right? So I said before that the bow I'm getting is that I'm getting the green chaser pattern, right? So green doesn't work well with this because this is like a mint green, and the green you get for the accessory is an emerald green. So it's the green's paler. If going for orange, I'm not sure why we're going for orange, but it's gonna be awesome. They've got an orange sight, we've got an orange clicker, sorry, orange plunger button. We're gonna orange wrist. Okay, all right, fine. We go for orange. We get all oranges at the moment. So well, I want orange. We got orange wrist. Forget everything else. We've got orange plunger. We've got the limbs here. Where's the sight? So we've got orange. I want this one, CBL. Okay, so we have orange, and the green riser. Why do I think is this gonna work? Is this actually gonna work? This is such a rescue archer. Wow. Okay. I mean, like, remember, you'll be seeing this shot on YouTube and like in front of the state championships, right? So this is gonna be the most bizarre thing. Like, I've got a black bow. Like, all my bows are black or silver. So this actually, this is yeah. But we contrasting with the green. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it will contrast well. But I just trying to imagine, like, you know, like this is why you don't ask people to choose colors for you, right? But I think this is a good idea. I've got the orange. I've got like dressing it orange and green, right? So yeah, I don't know. Okay, there's a question for the IOF horn. The Bows and Bows horn is currently only sold on eBay, Amazon, and AliExpress. You won't find the IOF horn in archery stores. So for LPDXC Productions, that's your question then. Most stores don't offer it. Thanks, Kitson. Softer spine for you. I'll keep that in mind, actually. Halloween. Put more pumpkins. Okay, so for the rest, we'll go for Shibuya. That's an easy one. Ultimate rest. That's around like $50 or something. I know the price point. Okay. Stabilizers, guys. Stabilizers. I don't know about stabilizers. I've only used doinkers, but I'm gonna use stabilizers. Recommend stabilizers. I don't know what to get. Check Lancaster. I'll check Lancaster, but I'll check local, see what we have. Let's go to our scene. So recommend me some stabilizers. I might buy the plunger local stabilizers. What do we have here? And what does Lancaster offer? What stabilizers? There we go. Target stabilizer. Oi. Stabilizers. Okay. So what do we have here? We have Doink is nice. Last time I bought Doink, they were expensive actually. I thought I'd order them specially. They have the long rods here. I've got plenty of adjustables, especially for the compounds. My current ones are Doinkers. The Advanced are cheaper versions. I got the Platinum High mods. I don't want to get Doinkers this time around. So let's go something else. Stabilizer recommendations, please. You can't get orange shafts, but you can get wraps. I could get like veins with your orange. How much penetration will I have? How safe is buying from AliExpress? Like most of the stuff is pretty safe to buy from AliExpress. It's like in eBay as well. So people buy from AliExpress all the time. The things that you'll be getting, like you need to know what you're getting. If you're getting like cheap stuff, like that has no recognition, then it's a bit hard. Stabilizers. HMC 22, that's an option. Are these side rods? 10, what, really? These are side rods, aren't they? Yeah, they're side rods. What, there's no long rods? Really? Really? Okay, they're trying to stock it. Hoyt has stabilizers? Oh, they've got these ones. That's not really helping me the mood, is it? Cartel have cheap stabilizers. I'm not sure I want to use Cartel. These are... I can use better ones than this. East sent me some decent ones. They've got like the ACE ones. Actually, they don't. Yeah, I'm kind of... I don't know what stabilizers. I haven't done stabilizers for quite a while. What's in the market? What's a good stabilizer now? Yeah, you don't want to get orange shafts for your arrows. True. I've got blue wraps. I can always print like orange wraps. Alright, so what else? Beasting is a pretty good brand. Bernie's Falcon. What's Bernie's? That's a lot of Oh, here we go. It's just precision balance. Ooh, I don't want a very long rod. Maybe 27 inches might be fine for me. Wrong one. 27 inch long rod might be enough. 24. I mean, I'm a small guy, so maybe 24 better, but the weight might be better for this one. Oh, that's not bad. That's actually a nice stabilizer. Ooh. Okay, so we have precision balance. Shrewd Revel. Thank you, American Nigel. Have a look at that. Alright, so we've got precision balance. We'll keep some notes here. So I'll write them down. Precision balance. And that's 170, I guess. What's the price conversion rate? Yeah, 175. Okay. So sorry. That's one choice. Precision balance. All right. So we have the Revels, the Shrewd Revels. Seal manufacturers. Oh, these look alright. I don't want a very long one. I don't want a super long one. An average one's okay. 26 to 30 seems alright for me. Length, make it 28 inch. Ooh, the A-bombs are nice too. I like the look of the A-bombs. That's not a bad stabilizer. Price is a bit pricier. I can afford this. That's fine. What's the exchange? That's 190. But 255. Ouch. Okay. We can deal with that. So we've got the Shrewd Revel. 190 Australian. Oh, sorry. 250 Australian dollars. Ouch. Okay. That's not a bad option. I didn't buy more of these too, so I didn't buy the V-bar and the side rods. They're still side rods, don't they? Do they? So for what's a side rod option then? the Goku shirt. That's a good idea. That would be the unveiling. I wore the Goku shirt. What side rods do we use for the shroods? What V-bar do we use? So the rods are good, right? So what V-bar and what side rods are we going to use? What does Brady use? Let's grab Brady's bow, right? Are there are there side rods? Oh yeah, there might be front rods, right? If I go back, am I looking at side rods or front rods? Yeah. Target stabilize. Oh yeah, side rods, of course. Yep, I got it now. It's a separate thing on Lancaster. Look at the Shrewd again. Gotcha. So Shrewd have side rods. Okay, that's easy enough. This is the same brand, the Revels. $100 each. US. I go for 12 or 10s. I think I used 10s right now. Doesn't matter too much. The weight's adjustable. So we'll buy 2 of these, right? So let's get the thing again. 100. What's actual exchange? 134. Okay, so about 2 of those. So we're gonna go to our list here. Shred Revel, Revel side rods, times 2 at 140 each. And in that case, we need a V-bar. So we have, I told you I had like 10,000 tabs open at the moment. So the side rods, I go for 12 inches. Not too important right now. I can always get an adjustable side rod, but a V-bar I mean. But let's double check our V-bars. Oh, these are the extensions, right? Oh, I want an extension. Are they Shrewd extensions? There are. Yeah, okay, sure. Is this any good? Quick disconnect. It's a bit excessive. I don't think I need to. Okay. So Shrewd has quick disconnects. It's a bit heavy, costs a bit more. Plus you buy another for the front stab. Still good. So what's the is this any good, guys? I'm looking at the Shrewd stabilizer. Make it 4 inches. 3, 4. Trying to think how long my one is. My one's not that long. Go for 4 inches for the extender. Okay. That could work, I guess. I'll throw this in for now. So Shrewd Rex extender. Even if I don't use it now, it'd be nice to experiment with this anyway. So Shrewd Rex extender. That is about 100, I guess. Price 59, but about 110 Australian. Approximating the price point. We still need to get the V-bar mount. That's right. So the V-bar again. We go for it must go all Shrewd, right? We're gonna go for one brand for the stabilizers. So what am I looking at here? This one? Oh damn, that's that looks like a jetpack. Okay, it's a quick. I wouldn't mind quick disconnects. I like the adjustability. That's actually a really good function. Very nice to accommodate. It does look a little heavier, but I currently use a. Oh, it's out of stock. Expect to ship on the 17th. Okay, that's doable. It's temporarily out of stock. This is still doable though. It's still a popular brand, so I'll probably get this pretty quickly. So we can stay with the Shrewd V-bar. The other choice is that one, which is pretty plain. This seems to be the one to go to, right? Oh, they do have a revel extender. Well, it doesn't matter what you use, right? As long as there's an extender, because there's a Rex extender, which might do the job just as well. But I'm not gonna worry about the revel too much. So we'll keep this for now. An extender's an extender, unless it's like I mean they're all compatible, aren't they? There shouldn't be any big differences, as far as I know. Hang on. There's a collar shelf. So it's compatible with the Shrewd Right V-bar. It's compatible with any V-bar. Can be reversed to accommodate any thickness V-bar. Okay, alright. So you can turn it around to go the other way. Is that right? Yeah, help me here guys. This is the same one. Does the Rex work with the Revels? Pretty sure it does. If not, doesn't matter too much. I'll figure it out. This one will have to wait. I can wait with Lancaster. They're normally very good with the shipping rates. Haven't had a bad one yet. So we go with the Shrewd. Do we need more quick disconnect mounts? Because the Revels don't come with quick disconnects, right? So do we need more for those? Oh, hang on. So these quick disconnect mounts are for the side rods. Is that right? So you don't need an adapter, do you? I haven't used quick disconnect. I'm not too sure how it works exactly. Stabilizer parts. Shrewd. Oh, end caps. That's cool. What do I need? I need to get external quick disconnects from the main stab. Okay, so we don't need the extender. Okay, that makes sense then, because if it's already heavy, we don't need to worry about it. If I need to get the if we need more weight, I'll get to now later. It's fine. Okay, so now it's nice to know. So I don't need the extender for the V-bar. So I need quick disconnects for the main stab, right? So the V-bar has the quick disconnects already on, so you just drop in the side rods, right? So I need an external one for the main rod. Is that right? You have a good point there, Amazement. Yes, I'm pimping this one out more than my current bow. That's true. You know, I'm scared to think of what my current budget is, or how much money I'm spending this bow. It's kind of scary. Okay. Do you need a quick disconnect? Because you can't just screw it in. Because all you need to do is screw it into the V-bar, right? So you just put it through the hole here, and you screw it onto your mount. Do you need a quick disconnect for this one? I might want to double check that for me, guys. So if I need a quick disconnect for the main stabilizer, which one do I get? And do I actually need a quick disconnect? Because to my understanding, you just screw it into the main bar. And yes, yeah, okay. So which one am I supposed to get? I'm not familiar with the quick disconnects for stabilizers. Is this looking at? The QDs. Alright, just while we're multitasking that, you don't need one, do you? It's quite a shopping experience. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, that's heavy. Nice to know. Okay. help him with that, right? You don't need one, do you? In the meantime, let's look at the arrows. That's the last thing on the list at the moment, right? I branched this quickly. I've got arrows. What arrows do I get? Again, this won't be my very top side. If you want to have disconnects on the sides, it makes sense for the main. The price on you see on the screen at the moment is Australian. The price on Lancaster is American, I believe. Unless I did I convert? What is? That's a good question. What is my thinking? Because I might be spending more than I have to. Good question. Are these US? What's the what's my currency? I know they have a currency button somewhere. I'm assuming it's American. It's an American website, but I know they do have a currency change button somewhere. No, let's check out. I haven't done anything in yet. Currency. I know they have a currency change somewhere, but I'll figure it out later. Okay, so there is a shrewd quick disconnect. Is that right? I'll search it up. If we get it, must get it. That's not a problem. It's just a good idea to search up shrewd. I'm looking for what, disconnect. Is that what they call it? Is this what we're talking about? This is a quick one, yeah? Okay. Easy enough. Cool. Cut a black, yeah. Out of stock. That's fine. They'll get their shrewd in. Oh, I see. I see. So I just need one of these, right? Is that right? I need one of these for the main one. Carbon Express is really good for prices, for arrows. I've got some Carbon Express already. In fact, the ones I have right now, the Carbon Express Predators, might be perfect for my new draw weight. But we'll see. I'm going to tune it. Carbon 1's a good choice. I don't need to get like X10s. ACEs are probably my top tier at the moment. But this is not my serious bow. So I don't need to spend big money on ACEs or X10s. I've got X10s for my 40-pound bow, so we can wait for that. So I don't need top tier arrows. Mid tier is fine. Carbon 1s are very friendly for intermediate. And this is going to be an intermediate bow, which I'm splurging on. This could work fine. So I get this, right? I get one of these. Actually, if I get this, it'd be so much easier to like put my bow together. Is that how it works? Oh, video. Hello, Lancaster. How's it work? Oops, they're doing demonetize. Right. Like, by the way, thank you. Mm-hmm. It's not my serious bow yet, yeah. That I like about this. It's nice to know. Alright. On the compound, yeah, this is the one-sided one, not the V-bar. That's how it works, isn't it, yeah? Yep, that's the same for any, I see. I see how it works now. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, I get it now. Alright, so what I'm looking at is the thing drops straight in and then it screws in, right? And then the main bar needs an adapter. So you need what I'm looking at this thing to screw into the front of the V bar, and then the thing just drops in. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, easy enough. That's one of these. Good, good, good. Okay, following. Thank you. Yes, excellent. Okay, where was I? Arrows. Right, arrows. What's local first? Again, Lancaster's everything I need. All right. So what arrows do I want? I don't want top tier shafts. I don't need top tier shafts for a light bow. It's only 36 pound. Bit of a waste to go for like X10s and 36 pounds. Crazy. Shafts. Can I be bothered? No, I can't be bothered. I have to do this. All right? I have to make my own arrows. So what do I have here? I've got ACEs an option. I won't go past ACEs for this build. If I'm getting Eastern, by the way, carbon just can work equally well. Alright. Apollos are pretty low tier. Alright, I might go past the Apollos. What else can I get? I don't want, the carbon ones are very friendly. I might lean towards carbon ones. Apollos are the same price? I might go Apollos instead. No, the carbon ones are slightly more expensive. That's fine. Okay. Why not use arrows from my main bow? Because my arrows are tuned for a 40-pound bow. Or more specifically, it's tuned for a 36-ish pound bow. The X10s that I have will be too stiff for my lighter bow. That's why I'm getting different ones. What veins? Good question. Not sure if I get straight veins or I might get spinnies. Genesis. No. I don't need to worry about spinnies. The carbon ones might be a choice at the moment. The rest are X10. I don't need X10s for this build. Yeah, two reasons why I'm not using the my current bows, current arrows. One reason being is that I only have like 6 left, so I don't have enough arrows. 2 is they're not tuned for this new bow. Full stop. Yeah, Ethan. Like when you go through all the things, yeah, it's quite complex. I'm not getting aluminium. I need carbon for this one. Remember, Ethan, I'm not a new guy. I've been shooting archery for quite a while now, right? I don't need aluminium. I want carbon. I want distance. So I'm not going for aluminium. Spider veins might be interesting. I could try a different vein. I normally use excess wings or spin wings, but spider veins might be an idea. Let's go over to let's go to Lancaster again. I'll check prices out afterwards, but let's go to Lancaster. I'll go for arrows. I want target shafts, not traditional ones. Good grief, this is a long tab list. So Carbon Express is an option. Eastern is always good arrows, right? But what does Carbon have? Tanks, of course. Oh, you want tanks? Here we go. Carbon tanks with APHE rounds. All right. Oh, the tech one's interesting. Carbon ones are good. They're fine. Let's see. Carbon Express. I don't need top tier carbon. That's per arrow, by the way, not dozen. This is a dozen. 12 pack. Yeah. Okay. You can't buy separates, can you? Of course you can't. Down are good. I want a mid-tier shaft. The Predator 2s are pretty good. Nano XL is like top tier competition at the moment. I don't think Carbon Express has an arrow in my price range, apart from tanks. But these are what, compounds? Do compound users use these? More so than recurve? Large stamina, yeah, that's a compound for indoor. Yeah, fair enough. not gonna touch indoor arrows at the moment. The Maximus are okay. I might to go for Eastern. What's a Carbon Tech? What's Carbon Tech have? Recommendations, guys? The Panther, it's about a good price range. McKinney too. Ooh. I might go for the East, just because the East is such an easy to get stuff for. Because I can't get any Carbon Tech here in Australia. Right, if I want to get stuff like Point and Nox and all that, I might go for Eastern. Just because it's easier. Hey, Zip, you're competing in Gippsland. Of course, what's happening in Gippsland right now? Tech 1s, huh? Who makes Tech 1s? Oh, Victory make arrows, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Sneezing. Carbon Tech. Sorry, I was distracted there. Victory isn't really a good target brand. It's a budget brand. There's pink. It's orange, you know. I'm looking for Eastern. I think Eastern's a safe choice. They don't make it. I know Tech 1. Who makes Tech 1s? Victory Vap are good for the price, but I need better arrows than Victory Vap. I've got Victory Vap. Avalon does. Okay. Where are we? Arrows by... Let's go back. There aren't any Avalon arrows here. I know they exist. Avalon Tech 1. Arrows? I know what you're talking about. Ah, Windsor North. I don't have the arrow list here. Back to the thing. We're going back to Eastern, aren't we? Eastern, hello. Okay. I think the carbon ones might be the choice they'd want to go to. They're good enough for mid-tier, for intermediate. I think carbon ones are a safe choice. Oh, actually, you know what I need to do? Check the arrow chart, right? Eastern arrow chart. Oh crap. Yeah, that. Before I pick my before I pick the arrow I want, I need to make sure it comes in a spine that I want. All right. Right. Arrow chart, please. Arrow chart, please. Please make it easy to find. Oh yeah, target shaft selector. Bing. Alright, this is the spreadsheet. For those who want to look at how to check it. Oh, they've got a new one out. Okay. Okay. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem at the moment, right? So I don't actually have the bow, or the limbs, or the string. So I need to know how much it'll be. So if I'm planning on getting 36-pound limbs, it's about, okay, so my draw length is around 25.5 inches, maybe around up to 26 inch. It drops about £2 per inch. So effectively, I'll be shooting, what, 32 pounds on the fingers? So I need to be careful with my arrow selection. Okay? So it'd be about roughly 32 pounds on the fingers. That's about right, actually. So about 32 pounds on the fingers, which means if I have the bow scale and I can measure it precisely, it'd be even better. But I don't have the bow. Good pro tip, guys. Buy your arrows last. Pro tip. You don't have to buy your arrows right away. You can buy your arrows last, and you probably should. Especially if you have arrows to use already, don't rush to buy arrows, because you need to make sure that you have the right arrows for your bow. I'm going to look at a preliminary set of arrows. I might buy the arrows later, but buy the bow first. But I'll check out what I can get right now. So I'll do a quick search for the Avalon Tech 1 arrows, by the way. So Google Tech 1 arrows. Alright, I've got it. Alternative sells it, okay. With pins, oh, that's good to know. Oh, there's Uka for chart, okay. Uka arrow chart. I'll look it up right now. So what's special about the Uka's arrow chart? So Uka limb, so I'm looking at this thing. That's a good point there. If I'm using Uka. Okay, so Uka says the Uka limbs push arrows a steadier way. Therefore, you can choose with equal power and draw length, more flexible tubes than for more laminated limbs. Okay, so we can use softer limbs, softer shafts. Okay, we advise to respect the table's indications of the tube's manufacturers without shifting forward to one or two. this seems strangely like Chinese translation, but this means that we can shoot a softer spine. That's what I'm hearing from Kitson. Is that right? So we can go for a lower spine if you're using Uka. I'm using Uka limb, so I go for a lower spine. Oh yeah, carbon does share the same parts. That's right. Okay. Mark zone or marks 1. In competition, do you change arrow type based on distance? You usually don't. Though some archers will have separate sets of arrows with different conditions and different distances. So it depends on the competition, really. The answer is yes. Some people do so, but it's not normal. They also need a longer string than normal, really. Well, I make my own string, so that's actually not a problem. I can figure that one out. The hard way, I guess. Jin, what if your bow weight drops off the bottom of the chart? Yeah, having really low draw weights can be really tough to find arrows. Just get the closest arrow you can, because you can't really shoot accurately, or you can't get a good spine for a really low draw weight anyway. So you try and get the lowest when you possibly can. Very few manufacturers have very soft spines, so yeah, go as low as you can. You kind of can't really calculate that. Okay, so according to Uka, basically shoots softer. So there's no, doesn't look like there's a chart for Uka, but it basically says you can go for a softer spine. That's what I'm understanding here. I'll check the rest out a bit later. But it seems that's the case for me. Alright, the Avalon Hex. Avalon seems to be nice. The things that I can't get them easily from alternatives. I'm buying from, I don't want to buy like 3 different stores. If we're gonna buy, I'll probably go for the carbon ones. They're easy to get locally and get stuff for. This to me, that's not a bad idea. Tech ones, if I can get them locally, sure, but I don't think get these locally. So I might skip on the tech ones, maybe in the future. But if I can't get a lot of them, I'm not gonna be worried about too much. So let's start with the carbon ones. This is my starting point. Ethan, you know that I can do my own tuning, right? I don't need a shop to do this for me. I'm not a newbie here. I can. This is an intermediate bow because I've got an advanced bow. Depends on what the shafts too. Like some shafts are sold individually, or you can buy singles. Some shafts you can end up buying dozens or half dozens. But yeah, depends on what you're getting from. This is preliminary. I'm not buying arrows right away, but I'm seeing what would be a match. You can get a good match for this one. So my chart, here we go. So recurve bow, I've got around 32 pounds on the fingers, so around there. So this range 30 to 36 is perfect. Arrow length will be about 26.5 inch between these two. I'm going to imagine I'm going to earn 27 for now. And then maybe, because I've got a 25.5 inch draw length, but it depends on my clicker, right? If I'm using 26.5, you still go upwards. You still upwards. We'll see. It's a T3. God damn it. T3. Zoom in, please. So for T3, 730 carbon 1. What's T2? Group T2 on this side is 810 carbon ones. That's quite soft for what I'm using. I might try 720 carbon, 730 carbon ones. All right. 730 carbon ones. I might have to hold on the arrows for now. I've got 750 spine carbon express arrows for now. So I think I'm good temporarily. I'll buy the arrows once I get the bow. I'll either need a 700-ish spine arrow, or the next level is something a little softer. Oh wait, hang on. Wait, Uka says you use softer spine, right? So I can always drop to what's softer? T3. Hang on, 810 softer, isn't it? What am I looking at here? T3. On the wrong tier. Either T2 or T3. But the Uka guidelines say I can generally err towards a softer spine, so I could get 800s. I'll buy the arrows later. I might do some testing. I've got the 800 spine arrows. I've got 840s, I think. and I've got 750s or 700s, so I've got a bracket to work with my current arrows. I can tune that later, but from what I understand, that is you can shoot softer spine. Kitson, help me out here, right? All right, I think I know what we need to do now. I have used the biter clicker. I used to have one. Not sure where. I think it's the one my No, I haven't used a biter. I've got the cartel clicker. I might grab a biter clicker because I don't have a clicker yet. I've got a win-win. I've got a spare one, so I don't have to buy a carbon. I might buy one because biter makes aluminium clickers. I've got a carbon one, which is great for the win bows. Not so much for the aluminium, so I might get one anyway. It's interesting. So you shoot 34-pound Uka, you run it up to 32-pound, you use AC of 720 spine. Interesting. So perhaps a 730 carbon 1 would be pretty close, would you reckon? This is good discussion, by the way. If those are buying arrows, this is the tough part of arrows. There are charts, because the thing with, by the way, Ethan, when you take the bow to the shop, they consult the chart, which is what we're doing right now. So the thing is that like the shop will generally give you a starting point and normally stiffer than what you actually need, assuming you go up in draw weight. That's not my situation. I'm going down in draw weight. So my judgment on the spine is going to be equal, if not more accurate, than what the shop will give me. So I don't need the shop's recommendation because we know what we need to do. Buy a set of arrows, tune the arrows, and then either cut them or buy other arrows depending, or wind them up or down depending on what we need. So yeah, like this is what we do for all archers at the club. This is what clubs should be doing anyway. All rangers is helping people tune their bows. So we already do this service free of charge. And I've got arrows already set up to test, so I can probably get an estimate on the spine. Get the orange end cap. Yeah, sure, yep. That's absolutely true. Get the orange end cap for the bite. I might do so. We've got a pretty big shopping list at the moment. What's my shopping list like? Alright, so I'm going to put down carbon ones. And that's 730 spine. That's going to be roughly what it would be, I think. 730, yeah, 730. I think, just based on what Kitson's telling me about the Ukas, that's going to be roughly close. I've got, not sure what my Carbon Express ones are, but there should be about 700 spine anyway. I think that's 700. So I can bare shaft tune with these 700s, see how they go, and then make a better judgment and buy arrows later. This is a very good piece of advice. Don't buy arrows right away. Unless you need arrows, then buy arrows. Yes, you don't bend the black one. Yes, absolutely. You bend the silver one, not the black one. Yeah, I agree. I think 800 might be too soft. 750 should be fine. Carbon ones come in 730s, so I need to tune around the 730s rather than 750. So well, at least that gives a pretty good range to work with. I think that sounds about right. Good. Okay. Wow, it's been 2 hours, right? Holy crap! This is a shopping trip, guys. This is how much time you spend shopping for your bow. If you're not buying in the shop, if you buy in the shop, you're buying and you're grabbing things, right? But online, you're being more picky. So, what do we have so far? Am we gonna do tab? No, you don't need a new tab for the bow. I've got like 5 tabs already, right? I don't need a new tab. I'm happy with my my Fivik Seika. I got 2 of them as well, 1 and 2. So tab's fine, I don't need to do tab the bow. So we've got, at the moment, we have the Uka. We're looking at the Uka limbs. We're looking at the shrewd stuff. We don't need the extender. We do need the shrewd QD. That's around, is it 50 bucks or something? I don't know. So we've got side rods, we've got the Revel straight rod. Let's not worry about the balance. Whoops, shred. We'll keep the shreds. So we get all that stuff there. Let's highlight that. Thank you. So that looks good. The biters there, the Shibuya, that's gonna be that's a given. I mean, you need like a clicker. Clicker be bite. I reckon biter clicker is fine. We'll just chuck it here. Clicker Spider. And I think that's around like, what, 40 bucks or something? Approximately. More importantly, orange. Let's have a look. Get everything orange. No. We'll take it easy in the orange. That'd be a strange transformation for me. By the way, if your club has an orange shirt, send me an orange shirt. That will look even better. you know which company has an orange shirt which can sponsor me? Legend Archery. I mean, Leo Archery. Leo, who got banned by World Archery. They've got orange uniforms. they should put me in pro staff. Bite is cheap, isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember how much it costs. I'll look it up later. About 30 bucks. It's a fairly inexpensive thing. Let me double check. Clickers. I might buy it locally. Buy to clicker. Oh, it's 20 bucks. 22 Australian. I'll go with 2 file size. Quantity 1. Nah, no color choice. No, that's fine. Oh, I need a bow case. I've got bow cases already. I'm not worried about that. I've got my win case as well as my my legend atom. If I make this my main bow, I'll just put it in my atom case, and I'll put my win in the other case. So there's not a problem there. I have 2 cases for that. I had the V bar, of course. Thank you for reminding me. We chose that. Shrewd V bar, shrew. Oh, shrew. I got it right eventually. Shrewd and the shrewd V bar. And the Shrewd V-Bar. Which tab is a Shrewd V-Bar? There we go. First choice. That's 78. Let's convert that. Where's my all these tabs are killing me here. That's 100 bucks. Ouch. That's fine. Shrewd V-Bar is about 105 Australian. Ouch. Shopping, man. The feels. Remember, I'm saving like $1,000 in the riser. That's already given there. I don't need to buy that. Okay. All right. What am I missing, by the way? Like, I know we always go through this, but am I missing something on my list that we haven't yet bought? The click I've already got there. So what am I missing? So I've got the limbs. I've got stabilizers. I've got the sights. With the plunger, and the rest, and the clicker. Arrows can wait. Am I forgetting something? I've got bow stands. I'm not worried about that. Quivers I've got plenty of. And remember, I'm not buying a whole kit for myself. I've got like several kits already. Right? I'm buying the bow. I don't need like a chest guard or quiver or finger tab or arm guard. I've got those already. I have tabs, Sean. String I can make. Good point, by the way, Jin. I've got bow stands. The string will be the obvious one. But remember, I make strings, so I can make strings. I've got orange thread for that too, by the way. I've got like fluoro orange. Wouldn't mind buying some more string material. I'm running out of string material for some colors. If I'm buying from Lancaster, I might as well buy more string materials. Just because I need more string materials. What do I need to get? Bow accessories? Oh yeah, bow strings. String serving and string material. Bow string material. I need some 8125G, just while I'm doing that. I've got everything else I need, right? Do I have a bit of orange color? I've got some bronze and gold and green. Let's do the chart here. I've got a fluoro orange. No, it's sunset orange. Yeah, I've got orange bowstring already. They're pretty similar, fluoro and sunset. I'm pretty sure I got sunset. Oh, well, why would I buy fluoro orange, right? So I've got sunset orange already. I know where it is. It's in my car, I think, or one of my boxes. It's somewhere. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm just looking at my bowstring chart. Oh yeah, veins. Orange shoelace. I'm not getting BCYX. The reason why I'm not getting BCYX, I've got like a whole box for BCY 8125G. So there's no point getting different materials. I'm already stocked with one type, so I'll stick with 8125G. Sight aperture, that's right. I need sight aperture. I've got one already for my bow. I might get the a shrewd. Good point. You're right. Axes don't have sight apertures. I need a sight aperture. Thank you. I've got the spare iron sight from my Shibuya. I could use that, but I wouldn't mind a sight aperture. Sight access. Oh, here it is. Sight pins. All right. I might get a shrewd one because Brady uses one. Shrewd flex. That's the one. I currently use Titan. I've got a Titan scope, a Titan sight ring. I'm not gonna orange. No, there's no oranges there. There's no oranges there. Ooh, what's this? Oh, diameter. What's no jewel? Oh, right. Okay, so you have a narrow one, or you have a thicker one, right? So, I like the narrow jewel. Okay, that's fair enough. Color blue, purple. Oh, what? Black, blue, purple. Guys, there's no orange. There's no orange. What do we do? Guys, there's no orange. There's no orange. What are our choices? Disaster. There's no orange. What do we get? We got blue. We got black. Black might be a good safe choice here, but we got no orange. Red's pretty close to orange, but it's not orange. Because we're getting the orange XL, right? We're getting the orange XL. Purple could work. Oh my goodness. So remember, what's my XL? We're getting this XL, and we're gonna match it with a purple side. So I'm gonna. Oh, that looks nice, by the way. Oh wow, I didn't realize the aperture has the pole there. That's a nice aperture. Oh, I might get that. I swear, I'm gonna shoot so much better with my new bow than my current bow. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'll show you the aperture here, right? So we're matching this one. That's the orange, and we're getting an aperture. So we can have red. So we have orange and red. Sorry, that's not red. Or we can have orange and black. Black and orange is a nice color combination, actually. I mean, that's already black as it is. So most with black. I think we'll go for black. I think it makes sense. I mean, purple would be crazy, but nothing else on the bow is purple. The sight is orange and black. The bow is green. I might go for black. Black. That's expensive too, but that's fine. We'll take the cost. So we'll add to our list. Yeah, black will look good, the XL sight. Yes. I have a saddle type bow stringer already. That's actually good. You're right with the Uka Timbers. I use the Hoyt stringer. That's one saddle and that's one limb tip. But yeah, that's true. I've got plenty of spare options with that. Orange. I might go for green. I find I use red fibers, but I might stick with the green one. See how it works. We'll add the sight thing. We'll go to Shrewd Flex, and that's $80. Was it? And $80 is what, 100 Australian, roughly. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pay some import fees for this. Australia has some new laws. For the sight aperture, Ethan, maybe not for the purple's not. I like the purple metallic color, but I think the sight is black and orange, so we go for a black sight ring. Tiger stripe face paint. All right. Okay. Am I missing anything else? Thanks for the reminder of the sight aperture. I can't forget about that one. Right. We're getting pretty close to done, I think. So, am I missing anything else? Because remember, guys, for those who are watching, I already have most of the gear already. I'm buying extra stuff for my new bow, which I'm getting in. So I don't need a stand, I don't need finger tab, don't need arm guards, don't need chest guards, don't need quiver. Or the veins. I'm not buying arrows yet, but since we're here, let's talk about veins. So I wouldn't mind trying new veins. If I'm gonna buy stuff from Lank, I must buy a bunch. I'm gonna buy the arrows later, but I'm gonna buy the veins and stuff now. So if I'm gonna buy it once, I must buy what I can get. So let's look at our arrows. I want veins. I can worry about stuff later on. I can buy wraps and stuff later on. But let's look at veins. So, what are my choices? Okay, so spider veins is a choice, or there's the KASL jet set. Ooh. The spider veins. Small veins are good for what I'm doing for, right? So small veins go for 1/4 inch. That's the same thing, isn't it? Yep. So there's spider veins, ultra soft. Is there another option? I'm sure there's more options, right? Let's go for the manufacturers. Spider veins. So I've got the I don't want ultra soft. I want mediums. Here we go, mediums. Right hand. Guys, there's no orange. there's green. Is that green? What's that? What's that? Oh, what's a nice color. That's metallic blue, isn't it? Wait, no, that's metallic blue. That is teal blue. Oh, that would look nice on this. That would look pretty nice. So spider veins is a choice. That's an option. What's on the KSL? Oh, that's not a good line of orange. Got apple green. That's not exactly right. There's berry purple. There's rose pink. Huh? That's rose pink. Okay, I can kind of see that. And it's royal blue. Yeah. I mean, I can work around that. I don't mind too much. What's this? That's the what are those? Oh, that's a tape, isn't it? Right? Okay. So we could try some jets. These are new in the market because they're launched this year. What's special about this? I could try these. Okay. Might be a little too high tech for my my setup, but I wouldn't mind trying KSL. I haven't tried spider. I've done spin wings. I've done excess wings. I haven't done spider veins, and I haven't done these new veins. I might try these new ones. What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, orange arrow wraps. I'm not using feathers. Feathers don't work that well for Olympic recurve. I think it's heat shrink. Yeah, it comes with tape and heat shrink, which makes sense. 36 heat shrink wraps and 52 double-sided tape. Yeah, makes sense. Either or. I might try the jets. I might buy them now anyway because I kind of, if we're gonna buy them, sure. I reckon we'll go for the spiders. Look nice. The spiders do look nice. Some nice colors as well. But I might the Jet 6. I might try the Jet 6 just because they're newer. Just to try them. Might as well try them. Spiders, I tried them. I tried them true. We know spiders work. Most archers use spinnies, but we'll try Jet 6 fans. So that'll be my choice there. Jet 6 fans, pack of 50 pack. I might buy 2 just to be sure, but that's about 30. That's $50, right? Roughly. So we'll add it to our list. What about the points later? So KSL Jet 6, $50. How many arrows? 12. Didn't more than 12. I doubt we'll be breaking a lot of arrows in my first thing. The heat shrink, yeah. Thought so. Cool. Alright. And let me see anything else. I'm not worried about wraps. I'm not gonna buy wraps right now, but since we're on the topic, let's look at wraps. Arrow wraps. I've got a place where I shop. Is it .com? No, not with this one. Arrowwraps.com.au. Yes. This is local to me, so I won't buy from this place. I've got blue ones, but since we've got a color code like a boss, we have to do this properly, right? Yeah, I'm going for a case of jet veins. We'll see how that works. I haven't tried them before, so we'll work that out. Arrow wraps. Okay. So let's pick. We can pick solid colors. We can pick metallics. There's reflective fluoro and custom. Whoops. Sorry, tab people. All right. So we can have the plain ones. Okay. There's our orange. So there's the orange. We can put our stuff on there. So we have plain orange doesn't hurt, right? Metallics. Yeah, not gonna work too well. Reflective, orange reflective. In case we lose them. There's glossy orange and there's reflective orange. Ooh. Ooh, fluorescent. Nah. And these are pretty plain fluorescent ones. I like the swirling ones, by the way. Swirls are nice. All the trial ones are nice. Wait, tiger stripe. What tiger stripes? So as I said, right, the zebra stripes. We can have tiger stripes. The zebra stripe. That's a close one. These zebra patterns are okay. I want. Oh, that's a nice one. The grids are nice too. Okay, guys. I think we've got some dilemmas here. What are we choosing? Are we going for? Ugh. What are we doing with? We've got all customs. Some of these might be nice. Orange camo. Like, cool. These are nice camo patterns actually. I'm not sure about a camo pattern, but it's pretty nice. Oh, the fades are nice. Oh, I like the top fade, the orange fade. The flare's a nice one. These are very orangey. I should point out I don't like orange as a color. Just saying right now. It's all color coding. This is the most important part of your shopping, guys. Is buying. Oh, hang on, tiger skins. Oh, hang on, tiger skins. Oh, damn, we got some choices now. Okay, all right. So, oh, look at this tiger skin. Okay, where's the orange one? So we have this actual tiger stripe. We have the glossy orange, plain orange, is not bad, and we have the zebra stripes. All right, the orange one. We've got a color code. We've got a color code, right? We've got that one, or we have this one. Where's the orange one? That's red, orange. Is that orange? Is it? That's orange over here. Here. Okay, guys, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What are we looking at, guys? So we've got actual tiger skin. We have zebra stripe, and plain orange. What do you think, guys? This is the most important part. This is the most important part of the shopping process. What are we getting? That's crazy. So we have actual tiger skin. Actually, I mean, it looks nice when you print it out. but it's like our orange is bright orange. This is too orange. This is too natural orange, right? Whereas the stripes here are crazy good. They will look right. I mean, I'm more in favor of the plain orange personally. I think I'm leaning towards the plain orange one. The reflective maybe, because we've got metallic orange. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Let me look at that way. So, oh, that's a really bright orange. I mean, this is glossy. It's more like a orange peel orange. This is like a big orange. And then you have these options. I think plain orange is better. Custom arrow wraps are good, except I think they're based in Netherlands. I think about the ship here. This is like local. This is like right like next suburb, so it's a bit easier. Yeah, like we'll get. I don't like the tiger. The tiger is a bit too realistic. It doesn't go to color scheme. I feel the stripe patterns are a bit too flary. I might go for plain orange. We'll keep the arrows simple. Plus, these are cheap arrows, so I'm not gonna worry too much about the arrows. So we go for plain wraps. I go for plain orange. I'll make the note here. Arrow wraps. We'll go for like reflective orange. That's a pretty cheap price for the plain ones. Let's go back to our list. Drop that, and that's $8. Barely worth mentioning, but $8. Okay, is there anything else that I'm missing? Veins we can worry about later because we need the bow first. Oh, we got veins already. Yeah, plain. I'll go for reflective orange right now. That's my idea. Okay. Are we missing anything else? Arrow points will buy the arrows later on. Carbon ones come with pretty standard points. Nox we can get separately. Might get bite to Nox or something. Pretty easy to get. I think so. The only thing that's obviously missing this set is a string, because I'm making my own strings. I've got that already. Unlike the you wouldn't normally leave the string out, but I can buy the string. True, the Malaysian archery team. They've got a nice uniform too. The tiger stripe on the arm. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, I think I've got it. I've got it right. So I've got a shopping list done. Everything I need for my current bow, for my new bow that is. So, the Netherlands archery team. True that too. Okay, so let's do a quick math here. So we're gonna spend 540. I'm gonna spend let's say 790 times 2. Let's calculate this top of my head. I'm not gonna count in my head. Calculate. All right. So 540 plus 250 plus 280 plus 50 plus 105 plus 470, not 740, plus 100 plus the plunger button, ouch, plus the rest and the clicker. We're not doing arrows yet. Crap, guys, spent like $2,000. I'm on $2,000 Australian. Am I spending more than I have on my current bow? I'm not factoring the price of the bow. The bow itself, the riser itself is about 900, which I'm not paying, so I'm getting it already. So that's being sent to me to sample. So if I get all this, everything on my list, that's around $2,000. It's about right too, by the way. So we're getting mid-range limbs. We're getting good stabilizers, not overpriced ones, but good ones. We're getting the top sight and one of the best, one of the most effective sight apertures. So the sight makes sense. I'm not cutting corners on the sight. I'm not cutting corners on the accessories. Alright, we're going for this. This is the best part. Half the price of a target rifle, absolutely. I haven't bought arrows yet. Yeah, I haven't bought the arrow. The arrows normally cost like another few $100 too, depending on what you get. But this is like $400, I think, for a dozen. So that can jump up. So I'm spending about $2.5 grand, without the riser. I did say like this escalator. It's gone from a mid-range experimental bow to a potential replacement for my current bow. I'm thinking of retiring my win and win, CXT. All right, so this is a serious one. True, I can mix and match with my other bow. So I mean, I spent what $2.5 grand on my other bow anyway, and that's not including the arrows. I mean, the arrows are like $1,000 for like a dozen, so that's not surprising. So the price doesn't shock me. If I was starting out, this price range would be quite scary, right? If I was starting out, but I'm building an intermediate bow which will last me to my long-term career. Now I already have a top-end bow. People used to ask me like, what would my dream bow be if I could like have unlimited budget? What would I buy? My current bow, or now would be the Nano TFT, right? But now I've got the win and win bow. It's already got top limbs. It's already got a top riser. It's already got, like, I've already bought this like twice over, right? This is my second set. So my first set, I've invested more than $3 grand in my current bow. So to spend $2 grand on this bow, minus the riser, which I'm not buying, makes a lot of sense. Because if we were the backup bow, like you see that there's Pro Arch with two bows, normally they have two identical bows. I have two different bows bringing it out there. It's not like it's not like all these like Frankenstein bows, all these pieces chopped together from different bows. Because if you were buying a bow from scratch and you were, if hypothetically, if you were cutting corners, this is what you would do. You would buy much cheaper limbs. You would buy like $200 limbs. This is Australian price, by the way, so just bear with me. So if I was to, the current price, about total at the moment, so total, it's about 2,037. That's not including the arrows. I'll buy it separately. Not including the wraps, So just the top part here is about $37. Okay. Now, if I was to cut corners, I'd buy a much cheaper set of limbs. I mean, even the elites would be cheaper, but the average, let's say the average price for a limb, for a beginner limb, is around $200. If I take away 200, all right, for the limbs, I wouldn't buy a $200 sight for intermediate bow, but we normally suggest, sorry, talk about sights, there. So sights, you go big or you go home. You wouldn't normally spend this much on your first sight. We say we often recommend a top sight because you don't ever replace it. It lasts forever. You wouldn't need to replace the sight, so we go big on the sight. So if we were to buy an average sight, it would cost around $100, $150. So let's you wouldn't use a flex sight aperture. So let's chop 100 for the aperture. Oops, let's not do that. So I'm looking at the math here, right? So we minus 100 for the aperture, and if we minus about 200 for the sight, the plunger we always get, but a normal plunge is about $50. So let's drop $120 for the plunger. The rest could be a Hoyt super rest or plastic rest. That's about $2 or $5. Let's minus 45 for that. The rods, you wouldn't spend this much on this stuff here. So you wouldn't use the quick disconnects. You wouldn't use an adjustable V-bar. So average bar is around $50. So minus like 50 for the V-bar. Oops. Crap, what did I do? I accidentally screwed up. Is that undo button? Whoops. I accidentally cleared the calculator. God damn it. Let's try this again. So let's say 2,000 minus 200 minus what I said before, sights, it'd be like yeah, minus 100 for that, minus 200 for that, and then limbs would be $200, so minus 300, and then minus 45 for the rest, minus 120 for the plunger. The clicker is still the same, but $20 for the clicker is about right. And for the side rods, we wouldn't use the disconnect. We wouldn't use the V-bar. It'd be a cheaper one. It'd be like $50. And the rods themselves would be like half the price. So the long rod would be like 120. So let's say around minus 130 from that. And the side rods would be like probably like $100 or $80. So let's say we minus 150 for average. So if I went entry level to mid range, I'd spend around $650. Yeah, American Archer, yes. I'd be spending around $1,600 on this set here. Now, if I cut corners and buy typical beginner to intermediate gear, I'll be spending around 650 Australian dollars, which is about 570 US. Okay, understand this is a big deal, right? So without the riser is around 700 US. Yeah, it's 700 US. So if I bought the riser and cheap mid-range accessories, I'd spend around 1,300 Australian dollars. Sorry, it'll be about 1,000 to 1,200 US dollars on the bow. But I'm not cutting corners. I'm getting some decent gear. This is a serious bow. So I'm spending about $2,000 Australian on accessories alone. And limbs, that's part of the bow. No string. The string's around like $50 if you buy custom, or $20 if you buy factory made. But I'm making my own strings. I'm not factoring the cost in. So that's what we're looking at here, right? So 2,000 on accessories, your Australian dollars, not including the riser, which I'm receiving as a free sample. But if I were to cut corners and everything, I'm spending probably like 3 times as much than I need to, but I'm spending what I want to. So if you're following me so far, you're looking, what the hell you're buying? This is high level stuff we're buying here. Yeah, this is high level stuff. Yeah, once you upgrade, you're going to go back. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the if the number scares you, it should. Because we're not buying cheap stuff, we're buying good stuff. And a lot of stuff, if I don't like using my new bow, I can always move it over to my other bow, right? So I've got 2 very expensive bows. $2,000 isn't that bad a purchase because I'm buying everything at once. I'm not upgrading one by one. So this might seem like a lot, but this is like the result of like 7 years of saving. Even with that price of thread at the end of your browser, it's actually orange too. Oh dear. Oh, okay. So that I think is what we're getting. All right. So that's our shopping list. Apart from the arrows, we're spending about $2,000 on stuff. This is an entirely new bow. Okay. So I expect the riser to come in next week. If I buy mostly from Lancaster, which I probably will, then that will come in perhaps in about 3 weeks' time. That's going to be a pretty big purchase. It's going to be absolutely huge. And I think this would be a nice way to reinvigorate my training schedule. I mean, like the worst thing is when you buy the stuff and you don't use it. I'm definitely going to use it. I have to use it because I'm going to review the bow anyway. But I'm basically receiving, as a free sample, a high-level aluminium bow. A riser, sorry. And that's a very good platform. I already have a mid-range aluminium riser, which I got for free as a free sample, and I can always swap this stuff out with my current bow. Right, so I'm not worried about losing money on my current bow because I've used that bow for 7 years now, and it's definitely earned its value. It's definitely like lasted for long. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be pretty exciting stuff. That means that we're gonna buy a lot of things which people haven't normally seen, like the Uka limbs, the shrewd stuff, which is top level gear, which is using current cycle. Um, yeah, no, I agree, Ethan. Like, don't cut corners. Like, if you have the budget, you wouldn't cut corners. If I was starting out, if I was at this stage 7 years ago, this would terrify me. I bought things very slowly, but having done this for 7 years now, and I know what I'm getting, this doesn't surprise me. So all up, if I include the price of the riser, this is around $2,500, US. Okay, plus the riser, 200,000 US. It's about right. About $3 grand Australian. It's about right. So we've saved about $1,000 on the riser. So I'm not paying for that one. You see what I mean by sponsorship is so important? Like, this is no kidding. Like, people who want to buy bows, you need money for this. You buy serious stuff. If you're buying like entry level gear, you wouldn't pay $3 grand for a bow. Like, you would spend perhaps $1,000 or less for a whole set. But when you're buying top gear, this is what we're gonna do here. Absolutely, yeah. Like, like basically everything I get, from the limbs to the arrow, to the sight to the arrows, swap the limbs out using my current bow. So I'm not gonna make a loss on this. This is like good alternate gear. I wouldn't mind getting this stuff anyway. The sight I don't need, the rod I don't need, but these are things which I'd like to have. Yeah, this looks pretty good to me. No, thanks for the recommendations and help too, guys. Like, I'm not too familiar with the Uka stuff, but people want to see Uka, which is great. Yeah, thanks American Archer. Kitson, you've been very helpful today, of course, and a few others been. Anyone who's shouted orange, you've been helpful too. Because I'm not sure we've gone for the orange look here. I think we've got a good shopping list. There we go. So I think we're done for the stream. That's nearly 3 hours of shopping. But this is the average shopping thing. Like when you're spending this much money on real gear, this is what you would do. This is the entire thought process for all. And I'll compress this in a different video once we get everything together. But the whole point of this was to build the bow together, so we know what we're getting. We know what we're getting ourselves into. I'll get the bow first. I'll make the string later. So I think Kitson mentioned that you need a slightly different length string. I custom make my string, so it's not a problem for me. So we've got our answer. We've got everything we need, right? So I think we're good. We did it. So I will have to do some big spending. But let's say I deserved it. I mean, it's also, by the way, in the financial years, I expect a tax break. I should have a tax return that will make up for this. But I should get some sponsorship from the Dutch the archery team. Sponsorships matter, guys. If you shoot well, try and get some sponsors. Like, this will cut your expenditure by a huge amount. But I have money saved up. I can do this. The channel's earned it. That's how I justified it. And the fact that we have the opportunity to try some top-end equipment means I can mix and match the accessories as I need to. So I think we're doing really well for what we've got so far. So I've got some stuff to play around with. So yeah, I think we'll kind of end it there. We've achieved our goal after nearly 3 hours of shopping around. Guys, seriously, spend this time researching. We had the benefit of having a lot of people around on the internet, in chat, on your forums to ask. Most people buy kind of beginner gear or mid-range gear, but if you have the opportunity to shop around, you've got to spend this time researching. This is a very good lesson for anyone buying stuff. I mean, even as an experienced archer, buying things regularly, I still do this. I still spend time checking into the market, asking people what they use, getting, double checking things. And in this case, we've got, I double check things like the V-bars and the quick disconnects, so I know exactly what I'm getting. So this is actually a very good thing to make. Yeah, spend time doing it properly. You don't want to rush in and buy things. Unfortunately, I heard a story about on Reddit about a young girl who saved 7 months of money to buy a cheap eBay bow, which is too heavy for her. Don't be that person. It's really heartbreaking. But when you actually do it properly, even what I'm doing here, that's how long it would take to research. You normally spend like weeks, months even researching. When you're starting archery and you're buying your first kit, you're gonna spend a lot of time researching to do it right. And like I said, even for someone like me who's been doing this for 7 years and knows what I own like 17 bows. When I'm buying new gear, which I intend to use for competition, I'm being this careful. Last time I did this, it didn't hit as hard. I bought things slowly. I bought the riser, and then the limbs, and then the arrows, and the stabilizer, and the sight. So I bought like a $400 kit first. I gradually change parts out. In this case, I'm buying everything up front. Because I know what I'm getting. I know half these things already. The other half I know what they can do. So that's why I'm in my mind justifying. Last time I spent maybe $2.5 grand over like a year. This time I'm spending $2.5 grand up front, and that is something which I am willing to do, assuming my credit card allows me to spend as much. I might break the credit limit here, but that should be good. Should be good. Actually, no, my credit limit's pretty high. It's my savings account, which I can't exceed 2,000. Great. No, there'll be a big spike in my bank account then. Fantastic. Well, hopefully I get a good tax return. Always a good thing. I'm not asking for donations, by the way. This is completely fine. But if someone throws me $200 donations, that's cool too. I'm not complaining. But I think we've made some good progress. I mean, this is my first, apart from sponsoring Grizzly Gym. I haven't really bought anything for myself recently, so this will be it. Excellent. I think we've got it. By the way, I still got risers here with no limbs, so I need to think about limbs too. I've got this bow. I have this rise, which I haven't reviewed yet, the same Discovery. So the Bear Hunter. I have no limbs for this. I need limbs. Not my priority, but I need to get limbs of this thing to get it up and working. So I've just lying around for like ages. Anyway, too many bows to think about, I think, tonight. So thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully this was a good experience for you to help out and kind of learn the process of buying a bow and what we're talking about. Again, thanks for those who stayed around. This is NUSensei, and I'll see you next time.